What's up, everybody? Rock your body. I'm just kidding. We are back. Can we address this shit right here? Like, what is this? I tried pushing it down. We're just gonna have to roll with it. If it bothers you, don't worry, it bothers me too. Okay. Welcome back to my live. I go live every day at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And if you ever miss a live, don't trip. I always post the replays in the YouTube. Hey, AJ. I always post it on my YouTube channel. All links are in the bio. I didn't even introduce myself. For those of you that are new here, my name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie, where I teach all things law of assumption when it comes to manifesting anything and everything that you desire, mainly SPs because I'm good at it. I manifested my SP back from no contact to fully living with me in a matter of 4 weeks, so I'm here to help you do the same. Hey, Janelle. What's up, sister? Okay. Also, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching with me so that we can figure out what's going on, it's a superpower of mine. Hey, Glitter Sparkles. Hey, James Button. Hey, Kelly. It's a superpower of mine to literally find out where you're going wrong so we can get your shit right and tight and so you can go get your SP. Hey, CC. Hey, Doodles. So that's what we're here to do, okay? I did a lot of time. Oh, I have text coaching as well, so you can go ahead and sign up for some text coaching with me where we do the same shit, okay? But through text, okay? Hey, Lisa. Also, I have a free WhatsApp community. Go ahead and join that shit. But I'm here to tell you, you need to control your ass in there, okay? All of you need to control your asses in there. I leave for a minute, and I feel like I gotta come home to children. Like... I did not, but I want to see it. Hola, Angela. Okay, so, yeah, it's like children up in there. Okay, sometimes you guys are getting a little offended. But you know what? Here's the deal. You have to discipline yourself. I didn't even plug my charger in. Hold on. Hold on a second. Pause, please. There we go. Okay, you guys need to start disciplining yourselves because this is part of the problem, which I keep telling your asses, this is a huge problem that you guys have, okay, is you're not disciplining your minds. You are constantly going into old story mode and listening to what the fuck they're telling you. How many different ways do I have to tell you to stop doing that shit? Who cares what they say? Who cares what's coming out of their mouth? Why are you getting so mad and upset about it? Because my admins have to literally babysit you guys. And like, how many times they got to repeat themselves? Control your fucking mind. Control your mind. You need to do that now. Because what's going to happen? Because I keep telling you guys, what's the game plan when they come back? What's your game plan? You got to continue to do the same shit you've been doing? Because how's that been working out for you? Okay, you ended your relationship, right? You caused your breakup. Okay, so because you caused your breakup, you can cause your makeup. Oh yeah, of course. I do. If you're overseas, I do WhatsApp, for sure. And I've been pretty good, man. I have been pretty good. I'll tell you, I like drained my entire battery last night. I drained my entire battery last night just responding to you guys. And then you guys respond quick. But I tell you guys, if you don't hear from me the same day, shoot that shit back to the top, okay? Because sometimes it gets buried, okay? So that's that. Okay, so I told you guys, I tell you guys over and over again, is you literally have to discipline yourself, okay? If you keep making up excuses, you keep justifying shit, that doesn't fly with me. Okay, that doesn't fly with me. It doesn't fly with my admins. Like no one should have to spend hours on a phone call with you to talk you off a goddamn ledge. You need to discipline yourself. This is discipline, okay? Because again, let's say that they call you right now and they're like, "Honey, made a mistake. I want to come home." What's your plan? You gonna continue to run your relationship the same way you've been doing it? Is that your plan? You're gonna continue to react to fucking everything they do or don't do. You're gonna you're reacting in your thoughts and in your fucking, and verbally. You're verbalizing like everything, like you have to have the last fucking word, like you need to tell them what's up on your mind because somehow you think that makes you feel better. That shit doesn't make you feel better. So why do you keep sticking with that? And then in the same breath, you're whining, bitching, and moaning and groaning that ain't shit changing. That is why. Shit is not going to change until you change, because you're the creator. You're the one that's creating this nonsense. So if you decide to grow up and act like a fucking adult and discipline your mind and stop being a child, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start seeing movement. Okay, you're going to start seeing movement, but you cannot continuously go back and forth making all these fucking justifications for your damn behavior. Grow up. Grow up. Act like an adult. Own the fact that you fucked this up and move forward. Okay? I don't care what excuses you want to give yourself. Okay? It's not their fault. It's not their fault that they left you. It's yours. I just left somebody the hard truth in the fucking in my TikTok DMs today. Like, grow up. You created this nonsense. I don't know why it's so hard for you guys to discipline yourselves, to not sit there and spiral in your thoughts. Like, that shit is stupid. If your thoughts are spiraling, that tells me everything I need to know, that you're not doing what I said. Because there's no way your thoughts should be spiraling. For what? If you're flipping the thought on the spot, where's the room to spiral? The only reason why you're spiraling is because you are constantly bitching and bitching and bitching and complaining. They're doing this. They said this. They're doing this. They said this. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? You guys so much want to force the 3D, you can't help yourselves. You're continuously trying to force the 3D and then whining that they're telling you exactly what you don't want to hear, even though you're creating it. They don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. As long as you want to sit there and question your relationship, as long as you want to sit there and question where you stand in their life, whether they love you, if they don't like you, guess what? They're going to reflect that right back onto you. And who the fuck wants that? Who wants that? I don't. I don't need to ask him a damn thing. I don't need to ask my boyfriend a damn thing. You guys need to stop asking them. You guys need to stop asking them for confirmation. Stop asking them, what are you talking? Where are you going with this? You know, what do you mean by that? You should know where they're going with it. You should know what they mean by that. But you're asking them, and all they're going to do is, and I promise you, this is all they're going to do. Just take a look at your track record with your SP. All they're going to do is confirm. But you don't want that. It hurts your feelings. It breaks your heart. But all they're doing is reflecting your thoughts back onto your ass. That's all they're doing. So you have to take a look at that and tell you guys over and over again that everything in your 3D you should not be reacting to. Instead, you should look at everything as feedback. Everything is not the only thing everything is feedback. Okay, my 3D is not changing. That must mean I'm not changing my fucking thoughts. Well, that depends. The million coach. What the fuck did you tell him to do? Go ahead. Dish, girl. Dish. What the fuck did you tell him to do? This is your problem. This is your guys' problem. Is literally, I was talking to somebody and they were like, are you going to break up with me? Just tell me, are you going to break up? What? Who does that? Who does that? Because the only reason you're asking that is because in your thoughts, that is what you're thinking. So therefore, it produces out in the 3D. And then they confirm, yes, I'm breaking up with you. But that's not what you wanted to hear. But yeah, you knew what the fuck I was talking about. But you're not alone, AJ. You're not alone. I hear this all the damn time, where they're asking their SP, what the fuck is going on? What the deal is? Why do you need to know what the deal is? You should fucking already know. You should already know what the deal is. If you're questioning them, if you're asking them a question, that's because in your mind, you're affirming the opposite, right? You're sitting there saying, I don't think they love me. I don't think they care about me. In fact, are they going to break up with me? Are they going to break up with me? And then guess what they do? They do exactly what you just affirmed. I tell you, every fucking thought that goes through your mind is an affirmation. I don't know where people get this confused and think that there's only positive affirmations. No, the fuck there's not. Every thought in your mind is an affirmation. So what are you affirming all day long? What the fuck are you affirming all day long? Because if you were affirming, like I told you, if you were focused and affirming for what it is that you want and expecting the perfect boyfriend or perfect girlfriend, they would be conforming quickly. And if you're not seeing movement, that's why. You need to be honest with yourselves, and sometimes that's the hard truth. You need to be honest with yourselves. I sat here, went back and forth with, she knows who she is on TikTok yesterday in my live. I'm doing everything right. Nope, I'm persisting. I am persisting in my perfect boyfriend. I'm doing everything right. I said, cool. I said, okay. I said, awesome. So have you seen movement? She said, no. I said, then you're not doing everything right. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. So this is where you need to be honest with yourself. If you're not seeing movement but from your SP, and don't go looking for the movement, okay? Don't go because you shouldn't have to. You should not have to look for movement. You shouldn't have to. You should see it. Like, what are you looking for? What do you need to check for? Check for what? You would automatically see the movement. You would see them conforming because they'd reach out to you. So this is where the honesty part in you needs to come out and say, okay, I have seen no movement. And again, I tell you guys, your job is not to question shit. You don't know what's going on behind the closed doors. So why are you questioning everything, right? Unless you're a psycho and have their house bugged with listening devices, okay? You've got GPS tracker on the fucking car, and you got spyware on the freaking phone. That's the only way you would know everything that's going on behind closed doors. But you know that you don't do that. You don't have that. So why are you questioning everything? It's not up to you to question a goddamn thing, okay? You don't need to question anything. You can already see here. My admins, they're getting movement. So are several of our other members in our community. You don't have to go check in. For what? What do you need to check for a text message for? If you're doing what I said, then guess what? They would already check the text message. They would have already texted you. Okay? So we got on a coaching call because she was insistent. She was doing everything right. We got on a coaching call. And I said, all right. I said, you're seeing no movement. It's impossible. I said, you're going somewhere wrong. She's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I said, okay, cool. So you'll see movement. They'll reach out to you in some type of way. They have no choice, okay? They will conform, which means that they will think about you often. They will do, I told you guys, all of you should affirm for movement. Like every day they do something, right? Like every day they show me that they're thinking about me. Every day they're trying to get my attention. You know what I mean? Because therefore you're going to get movement and you're going to see it. Okay, so we got on this phone and we were talking about her. And I told her, I said, describe your SP. Do you know what she fucking did? I hope you're having a good day too, bad business. Hey, Josie. You know what she did? She started describing her boyfriend in a way where she refused. She goes, no, I don't want to live in the old story anymore. That's not my old story anymore. I don't want to live in that. And I said, okay. I said, I'm going to need you to relax. Okay? And follow the process. I know what I'm doing. So you're going old story, bitch. Okay? Don't worry about it. Just because you talk about it one time, flip it if it makes you feel better. Just flip that shit. There you go. Although, Flashy, you don't want him to text you every day about bills? What the fuck? What are you doing? I don't want him to talk to me every day about bills. No, I want him to pay the bills. Don't talk to me about them. Pay them. And if you're going to talk to me, of course I can. Poor temps. So she knows what I'm talking about. She's here. And so she started describing her SP like it was one big long affirmation. And I said, okay. I said, those are affirmations. That's not describing a person. Okay. I was like, so, I said, I asked you to fucking describe him. When everything was great in your relationship, when you were madly in love, everything was perfect. Describe him. She started to describe him. And she started to cry. And I said, that is describing your SP. That's part of the problem. When you describe your SP in a way when things were perfect in your relationship, it very much should trigger an emotion. Sorry, it should trigger an emotion when you talk about them as your perfect person. because that's real for you, right? That's real for you, where it's like, that's who I love, right? That's a description of your boyfriend, of your girlfriend, of your husband, of your wife. That's a description because it's triggering something in you. Now we can move forward. Okay? Hold that description of your SP. Now he'll conform because it's who you expect for him. Now you have to expect that from him and he will conform. It's very simple, but we get too convoluted, if you will. Look at that big ass word I just used. I don't do a big word. When you're describing your SP, yes, you can manifest for anybody, okay? When you're describing for SP, you would say something like, okay, sorry guys, hold on a sec. This guy keeps coming in here with the same line, like he's copying and pasting. Anyway, okay, when you're describing your SP, you want to describe them in a way where it's like, talk to, like if your best friend was to call you on the phone when everything in your relationship is perfect, and she's like, hey, how you guys doing? What would you tell her? Right? That's a description. Okay, a description is not like, he's loving, caring, affectionate. No, that's not a description. Okay, a description is, man, he like literally, like everything, we are perfect. Like we are so perfect together. Like he literally takes me on dates every single freaking week. And you know, he's constantly buying me flowers. Like he literally can't get enough of me. He's the most affectionate man on the planet to me. Okay, things like that. Okay, that's a description. Ooh, the Philippines are up in the house. Okay, that's a description where you go in story mode. It should literally be like as if you're having a conversation with someone. What would you say, right? You wouldn't sit there and be like, you wouldn't sit there when they're like, how are you and your SP doing? You wouldn't be like, he's caring, passionate, affectionate. Huh? No, it's not a description, okay? So, you didn't always think that, okay? Because here's the thing. Oh, here, let me break it down. I do this because I get a lot of new people that come in here. Did you think your SP was a dickhead at that time? Nope. I always described him as a good man. Even when we broke up, my description of him was he's a really good man. And so that's why I tell you guys, good man and perfect boyfriend are not the same, okay? Because good men will let you down softly, right? Like they'll let you down literally softly, where they'll be like, you know, I love you, but you just deserve better. I can't give you what you need. And, you know, I'm just not ready for a relationship, right? They say things nicely because they're a good guy. So it's not, and I've talked to a couple people like that. So it's not the fucking same as perfect boyfriend, okay? Because they'll be real nice guys as they're breaking up with your ass. Okay, so, and I've talked to a couple of people like that, where that's exactly what they'll do. Is they're like, yeah, that's their description. He's a great guy. Like, he's a really good guy. And I was like, awesome. And that's why he broke up with you, so sweet and loving. Yeah, that's not what we want. That's not what we want. Okay? So that's not the deal here. That's not the vibe. Okay? But let me answer this question here. It was going so well, now I'm on opened. Oh, you guys on the left on red feature. Who gives a shit? Okay, here, I'm gonna butcher your whole last name, sorry. Annie, we'll just call you Annie. I think I did a good job, I think that's what it's called. Anyway, Annie, you're left on opened, so what meaning do you want to apply to that? Okay, because only you can assign meaning to everything. So if you want to sit there and apply the meaning that now he's ignoring me, well, guess what he has to continue to do? Ignore you. He doesn't have a choice, right? They don't have free will in their reality. They have free will in their reality, not in yours. So they don't have a choice. They must conform to whatever assumption you assume. So you need to assign positive meaning to everything they do and don't do. Literally. So like he left you unopened. Okay. What meaning do you want to give that? Like, oh, he could not wait to, of course he loves hearing from me. The second I send him a message, yeah, he can't wait to read that shit. But he's busy. Like he's busy. So as soon as he's not busy, he's going to get back to me right away. Like he can't wait to respond. That's the meaning I would give it. I certainly wouldn't give it a negative ass meaning because you guys in this left on red shit crack me up. Okay. Like my boyfriend leaves me on red half the time. So fucking what? So what? You guys do understand that conversations have to end at some point. At some point. Conversations have to stop. They have to end, right? So somebody is getting left on opened. Somebody is getting left on red eventually. So why the fuck do you take it personal? That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen so many people freak out about being left on red. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Because here's the thing. Most likely why you were left on red is you're trying to force a 3D. Okay? You're trying to force a 3D. You guys want these people, you guys want your SP to tell you how they feel about you. Like you need confirmation. Okay? You're waiting for your SP to tell you what you want to hear. Like you need confirmation. Like that's what you guys don't understand. You are the confirmation. How many times I got to tell your ass this? You are the confirmation. So if you're asking, that means that you're thinking the opposite. You're thinking against it because I would never ask my boyfriend, what's the deal with this? Where are we going from here? For fucking what? For what? So he can say what I don't want to hear because there's only one reason I'd be asking that. And that's because I'm thinking against where we're going, right? You're questioning it, which means you're thinking negatively. You're unsure. So guess what they are? Unsure. They're simply reflecting your thoughts back onto you. How many different ways till Sunday do I have to fucking tell your asses that? How many times do I have to tell you that? They're only reflecting your thoughts back onto you. Okay, so back to you, Flashy. This is how relationships end. Let me break it down to you because I get a lot of new people here. And I need you guys to realize that you caused the breakup. You caused the breakup. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so when you first met your SP, right? Everything was great. He checked all the boxes, right? He checked all the boxes and you're like, this is great. And so I answered you. I can't read some of these names because my fucking hair is white. Cat, I think it is. They don't have free will. They don't, unless you give it to them. And a lot of you are giving them free will. You're allowing them to decide whether they want to be with you, whether they want to reject you, whether they want to like you or love you or not be with you. A lot of you are giving them free will. Why? They don't have it unless you choose to give it to them. And if you give them free, and you know how you'll know if you're giving them somewhat free will a lot of times because you'll say, well, I'm waiting for him to respond. What are you fucking waiting for? Well, I'm waiting for him to come back. Okay. So you think he's just going to get the fucking light bulb moment? If you're waiting for him for anything, that is giving him free will. And I'm here to break it to you. They ain't coming back. Because you don't think they are. Because you're waiting for them to decide. What the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean? I know. That's exactly what happens. Because a lot of you bitches can't shut the fuck up. You can't help yourself. You literally can't help yourself. You have to have the last word. You're constantly trying to force a 3D. You're telling them to do something as if you don't, but at the same time, you don't want them to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, break up. Are you going to break up with me? And then they're like, yes. And you're like, wait a minute. What? No, that's not what I wanted. Then why the fuck did you throw that out there? This is exactly what I tell you guys. So let's get back to how the breakup happened. You guys got together. Over the moon. Checks all the boxes. Perfect guy, right? And so you're so happy. And so here's what happens. What happens to your relationship? It starts to strengthen, right? It starts to strengthen. More feelings are involved. Everything is great. Now you went from liking each other to loving each other, right? Everything is perfect. And so therefore your description of him is perfect. Therefore it continues to be perfect and your relationship goes uphill. Then you have a disagreement. And your disagreement turns into an argument because again, you can't shut the fuck up. So now you're arguing about stuff, right? And so then the argument stops at some point, but not for you, not for you. It only stops verbally. But in here, the arguing is still happening because you're in your mind like, this motherfucker, how dare him? Who the hell does he think he's talking to like that? Like, I can't believe he said X, Y, and Z, and I can't believe he did this and that, and blah, 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 blah. And he's moved on. Now he's sitting on the couch watching TV, acting like he doesn't give a shit about the argument. But not you, but not you. Okay, you're over here continuing the arguing over and over and over and over in your head. and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going. And then, and sometimes some of you will go back to the argument, right? Like he's moved on, and he's moved on, he's watching TV going about his life, not giving a shit. And you'll go, what do? After you're done bitching in here, now you go back to him like, oh, I'm not done with you, bitch. Yeah, let's continue this argument, right? Then you guys make up and you move forward. But you're over time, and then another argument happens, another disagreement, and the argument goes the same way because, again, you can't shut the fuck up. And so over time, the more disagreements you have, the more arguments you have, what happens to your perception of him or her? It starts to change, okay? You no longer is he checking all of those fucking boxes. No longer is he your perfect man or woman. Now, you're starting to view them differently. I'm not saying you hate them. You still love them, but you're starting to question a lot of their activity, right? You're starting to question their behavior. You're starting to, now you're probably checking shit. Like they got to go to the grocery store. You're like, is that really where he's going? Is that really where you're going? Right? Now you start questioning things. So what happens to the relationship that is doing this? Started to do this when you started to argue, and now it's doing this. It's on the decline because you are changing the version. You're constantly selecting a different version of your SP. Every time you argue, you're choosing asshole version, and you get more asshole behavior. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. Okay, so then towards the end of your relationship, you sat there and you started questioning if he even loved you anymore. Does he even love me anymore? Does he even care about me anymore? Like, where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? Is he seeing someone else? I don't know if he's seeing someone else because his behavior is different, right? Because you're choosing avoidant boyfriend, disrespectful boyfriend. So now you're questioning his behavior because he's changing based on your assumptions of him, based on how you view him and what the version that you're selecting. So then now you're questioning shit. A lot of you could be questioning like, I wonder if he's talking to someone else. Is he talking to someone else? He's talking to someone else? I don't know. Does he like me anymore? Does he want to be with me? Is he going to break up with me? Where's this relationship going? And then the breakup happens. Why? Because that's all you thought about. You kept thinking about it. You may not have gone down this whole self-loathing rabbit fucking hole, at least I hope not, about if he's going to break you, but over the course of leading up to your breakup, you questioned it. You questioned where you stood in his life. You questioned how he felt about you. You questioned the status of your relationship. And you never flipped the thought because you didn't know what you didn't know, right? And so then the breakup happens. And now what do? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Even though that's what you created in your mind because you questioned your relationship. Okay, so then the breakup happens. Now what do? You do what everybody else does. You try to force a 3D. Oh, please, let me just blow his shit up. Let me call him 5,000 times. Let me just do that. And then let me go ahead and send him 5,500 text messages. Oh, and if he doesn't respond to those, don't even trip because I'm going to Instagram. Yeah, I'll message him on Instagram. And then you get blocked from everything. Because you tried to force a 3D, you wanted to plead your case, beg and plead for him to take you back. Let me just talk. A lot of you go over to their house too. Oh, let me just knock on their door like a fucking batshit crazy lunatic. Because that's what it looks like. Okay, you look crazy when you do this shit. Whenever you do all that, yeah, and email. I hope you're on this shit, bitch. Because what do you mean, what do you do? Keep it casual. Don't force a 3D and don't talk about the past. Yeah, I literally, I'm good at what the fuck I do if you would just listen. Literally. If you would just listen. Because I just got a text right now from a client of mine that said he just texted me. Of course he did. Because what do you think I told her yesterday? Persist, imperfect boyfriend. And he texted her. That's why I said you guys don't have to check the 3D. Y'all don't have to fucking do none of that shit. You don't have to do any of it, okay? Yes, pumpkin, it's one time. Okay? You don't have to do none of that shit. They will reach out to you. They don't have a choice. If you select the version of him that you want, the version of him that you fell in love with, not the version he is today, because you created this. You created all this, right? So you go and you try to force the 3D. He doesn't understand. All I need to do is talk to him. Well, how'd that work out for you? How did that work out for you? Because you know what that does? Every time you try to force a 3D, it's like a repellent. And he pushes further away. Like, get the fuck away from me. You're acting irrational. You're crazy. Am I wrong? No. This is what leads to you guys getting blocked and ghosted. Okay? So, then you learn about the law. And you still can't fucking control yourself? What's wrong with you? A lot of you just can't help yourself but keep forcing the 3D. Let me keep forcing the 3D. And I know this, because you're saying things like, I've been left on red. Oh, I've been, he just blocked me. Why? No one wakes up one day and is like, you know what, fuck that bitch. Let me block her ass. There's only one reason they block you. Hey, Sarah Elizabeth. Okay, there's only one reason they block you. And you know damn well why. I don't have to tell you why, but you know exactly why you were blocked. Because you wouldn't leave them alone. Duh. Because you wouldn't leave them alone. So, the good thing is because you caused the breakup, you can create the makeup. Not that difficult. It's not that difficult. There's a reason why my client sent me a message saying, he just texted me, what should I do? Because I told her. I said, when he texts you, I never say if, because that's ridiculous. Yeah, it will be 1,000% better. I never say if, I say when he texts you, fucking let me know. Because I'm going to help coach you through this shit. Okay? I'm going to work with you and be like, look, here's how what did he say? Here's how you're going to respond. Okay? Because what you can't do is, because you have to, if you're expecting perfect boyfriend and perfect girlfriend, like you're really actually expecting that and not lying to your fucking self. Okay? If you're actually expecting that, then they would conform. They'll reach out to you. So you have to be prepared. What's your game plan when they reach out to you? You going to go back to begging and fucking pleading mode? How'd that work out the first time? Obviously not well. I don't need to tell you that. Are you going to go back to, are you going to respond by talking about the past? Where did I go wrong? We need to get back together. And sound desperate? Is that your game plan when they reach out to you? I know for a lot of you, it is your game plan. Because you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself. And it's not, it's because it's just so natural. That's the natural response. Okay? Choosing you, no. That's not what I would say. It depends on your situation, Andy. If you want to leave me a voice note in the DMs, you'd have to explain your situation. Okay? Because a lot of you guys are, I don't co-host unless you want to fucking debate some shit with me. But I'm never wrong. I've been doing this. I'm good at it. Okay. So like the amount of testimonials I have from people that are getting like massive freaking movement through their advice, with their SPs is like neck and neck to people who have been teaching this shit for years. But the difference is my style is very different. Okay. The things that I teach you to do is because I've done it. Okay? And so I literally will help you do it because that's what I do. Like, I'm good as fuck at it, but I don't teach from a book. That's why I'm good at it. Okay, I didn't go watch a bunch of fucking YouTube videos and read Neville Goddard and then be like, oh, I can teach this shit now. And you'll know if anybody's actually manifested their SP back because whoever you're listening to, user 7388, no, God, that would be super illegal for the payment processor side of things. No, they don't show your credit card info. Not at all. There's major laws preventing that. It's called privacy. We'll start with the obvious one. No, they don't give me your credit card information. That'd be weird. And my credit card, shit, and a gang of companies would have all my credit card information. Shit. Especially Amazon. But so that's where you guys have to start doing things differently now. You have to start training yourself now, like a fucking puppy dog. You have to act like you're a goddamn puppy that's going to become a dog. Okay? Because if you look at all your relationships, right? Just take a look at the past 4 relationships. They all ended the same. And there's only one thing they had in common. You. So, at what point in time are you going to do something different? You have to discipline your fucking ass, okay? And literally, do you reply immediately when we text you? I'm not going to lie, no. Like, well, in my defense, like there's my boyfriend hates when I say that. I'm like, in my defense, like right now, if you were to message you right now, I'm not going to be like, pause the live, please. Because if that's the case, I wouldn't even be going live because I get text messages all day. Hey, Joe. Okay, so no, I don't. But I respond. I tell people, I've been telling a lot of people because I missed a lot of messages, like a lot. Because I didn't realize that because I usually stop when I get to the red part because it tells me I've responded, but I didn't realize there were a shit ton after that. And I was like, oh. So I tell everybody, I said, if you don't hear back from me the same day, like message me again, hit my ass up again, like shoot that shit to the top. Okay. Get impatient. I tell you guys, I'm impatient. So get impatient with me. I don't give a fuck what I care for. Shoot that shit just right back to the top. Okay. A couple of you are good at that shit. Like Bevy. Bevy's really good at it. Where she'll shoot it to the top. Hey, Joe. So, yeah, I saw it, Brittany. I will respond right after this, actually. And so, but I am doing my best to respond a couple times a day. Okay? Okay, Monica. But, yeah, I told you guys, I was like, no, I'm going to be responding same day. Okay, like, and if I don't, fucking get impatient with me. Shoot that shit to the top. Look, bitch. Look, bitch. I got one client that calls me bitch all the time. I love that shit. I don't care for her. I call you guys bitches. Okay. But, so that's where it's different. Oh, Heart, you asked if I do text coaching for free. The answer to that would be no, or I would literally have no fucking life at all. But I do invite you guys into my DMs, okay? So if you guys have a question or you want some advice, then I will do that, okay? I'm not going to go back and forth like 5,000 times because that's not fair to the other people that I support. And because, again, I'm a one-woman operation. And well, except for the WhatsApp group, my admins are fucking amazing, by the way. Y'all should give them some fucking slack. They're in there trying to help your ass. And that's what the WhatsApp group is for. But you guys need to start training yourself. Start with the fucking WhatsApp group, for Christ's sakes. Stop reacting to it. You cannot do this. Like you have to get good right now disciplining your mind. Okay? Disciplining your mind and only focusing on what the fuck you want, not continuously focusing on what you don't want. Having as many positive thoughts about your relationship, and I'm not going to say nothing but positive thoughts because that doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay. But you have to get really good at this and disciplining yourself and saying, no, I am going to think positive thoughts about my SP and I'm going to get good at it. Okay, I'm gonna get really good at it. I'm gonna select only perfect boyfriend from this point forward. And I'm gonna get really good at doing that. And then I'm gonna get really good at disciplining my fucking mind. I'm gonna get really good at not reacting to verbally and and in your thoughts, okay? Because there's all kinds of reacting. Okay, reacting is this is where you guys falter the most, is verbally reacting. You can't do that. You have to start now, because again, what's your fucking game plan if they were to call you right now? If they were to text you right now, what's your game plan? You gonna go ahead and go right back to the same shit? What did I say? Oh, if you just text me right now and you have a one-on-one on Sunday with me, if you're on here now, just leave me a voice note. Leave me a voice note. Tell me what your current situation is, okay? So that I can give you some feedback before Sunday. Because I agree. Who the fuck wants to wait till Sunday for some advice? We got to get started now. We got to get started now. Okay? And that's the thing, is because when, let's assume that you are selecting perfect boyfriend. Great. If you're selecting perfect partner consistently, and when I mean consistently, I mean that's all you fucking select. Okay? You can't waver from perfect boyfriend or perfect girlfriend. Like, no. I told you guys, this is at the top of the priority. Any other coach out there that is telling you, just affirm, has never manifested an SP back. I'll guarantee you that. Because it's not about affirming. It's not about that. Affirming is simply to discipline your mind. Okay, affirming is simply to distract your thoughts so that you don't spiral, which is how I know that you're not doing it. Okay, so that you're not having negative thought after negative thought after negative thought, because I've told you guys, you cannot have two thoughts at the same fucking time. So if you're affirming, you don't give anything another option. There's no way a negative thought is creeping in that bitch. And if it does, you need to flip it to what it is that you want instead. That's why I said, what the fuck are you spiraling for? For fucking what? What are you spiraling for? If you are doing what I said and flipping the negative thought, then how the fuck are you spiraling? The only way you're spiraling is because you're self-loathing and being a victim in your own goddamn reality. That's the only reason you're spiraling. Because you are on this poor, oh me, everything is happening to me, and I can't believe they said this, and I can't believe they're doing this, and they're just hurting my feelings. So, because this is why I say, affirming, yes, I affirm a lot because I know myself. I distract my thoughts, okay? I distract my thoughts, only focus on what I want, okay? And if you're finding that your thoughts are out of control, because sometimes your mind can wander, right? We're human, okay? So sometimes your mind can wander even if you're affirming in your mind. So if that's the case, affirm out loud, because you cannot speak and think at the same fucking time. Go ahead, try it. Try it right now. Can't do it. So if you're speaking your affirmations, you're not thinking, okay? And so a lot of you guys struggle. It's very easy to not have negative thoughts or view your SP in a negative light when you're at work. You want to know why? Because you're focused thinking, okay? There's two types of thoughts you process every day. One is focused thinking when you're working. So you're not really thinking about anything else because you're concentrating on work, right? You're keeping yourself busy. And so therefore you're not really thinking about things or your SP. You're not going down this whole rabbit hole. However, then there's those times that your mind free roams. That's the other side of thinking, okay? It's just your mind is thinking on autopilot. Okay, and that's when you're in the shower, when you're taking when you're driving in the car, when you're watching Netflix, when you're cooking dinner, when you're doing something that doesn't require you to think. Okay, your mind is still processing thoughts, but it's typically thoughts that you don't want. Typically thoughts that you don't want, and you're going down this self-loathing ass rabbit hole. That's when you should be affirming, because a lot of you guys have a hard time on the weekends, in the evening. You want to know why? Because you're not fucking doing anything. because you're not doing anything, okay? You're relaxing. So therefore, you've got nothing but time to have your mind wander. And typically, it's wandering to the dark side. All the things that you don't want, your current reality, your current situation. You're going down memory fucking lane, and you're just picking up all the rotten apples so you can fucking eat those. All the bad memories, all the things he said to you, all the things he hurt, all the things that they've done to you. And some of your fucking asses piss me off so bad because like you'll watch my lives. You don't work with me yet, and that's fine. But you'll watch my lives. You'll watch my videos. Hey, unapologetically me. And then what the fuck do? You still try to force a 3D. I don't think I know actually. I have never in a million years made a video that tells you to force a 3D. Never. Because you're not supposed to do that. But you'll watch my shit and then you'll force the 3D. Huh? Are you sick? Like, it doesn't work that way. And I know when you're forcing the 3D, you don't even have to fucking tell me. You don't even have to tell me. But what you'll do is you'll be like, he just broke up with me. And then the very next day, you're like, he just told me that he's not in love with me anymore. I'm heartbroken. Oh, I don't think he just called you out of the blue. He didn't just call you out of the blue the next day and be like, oh, by the way, I was just thinking about this and wanted to let you know I don't love you anymore. You know damn well that's not what happened. What happened is you tried to force a 3D. You tried to plead your fucking case. And now he has no choice but to tell you that shit. Oh. Okay, first of all, anxiety is nothing but fear of the unknown. That's all it is. Anxiety is fear of the unknown. So if you have anxiety, that is because you don't know the outcome. Okay? You're wavering. Okay? You're not expecting the outcome that you want. So this is why you're getting anxiety when because you're not shifting. Well, you're shifting all the time, but you're not shifting in the direction you want to go. Okay? Because if you knew the outcome, right? If you knew the outcome and you expected only perfect version of your SP, what are you anxious about? Assign it a different meaning. Okay? Why don't you assign it exactly. Why don't you assign it instead of calling it anxious or anxiety, why don't you assign it excitement? Remember, nothing has meaning until you give it a meaning. There's no facts in this world. Only assumptions. Okay? There's only assumptions. And so, like, I'll give you a quick little example. So I was on a coaching call. With a client, and we were talking about, I just made a joke, and I said, I affirm every day that I've never looked a day over 20. Don't worry about this shit, because it's driving me fucking nuts. It's driving me nuts. Look at this. Anyway, I was like, I've never looked a day over 20. And she's like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I was like, yeah, you can anti-age yourself. Why not? Who says that you have to? Have you ever seen people that they'll be the same age, they'll be the exact same age, yet they look very different, right? One looks old as fuck and the other one does not. That's because of their thoughts about it, right? Their thoughts about it like, ooh, my skin is starting to sag. Well, guess what starts happening? It's like melting off your face over time, because that's what you tell yourself, okay? Oh, I'm getting old. Well, as long as you tell yourself you're getting old, what's your assumption of old people, right? So therefore your body responds accordingly because you assume old people have saggy ass skin, right? Or wrinkles and all that stuff. So I tell her, I was like, I was like getting on to him, like, what the fuck is this? I tried putting water on it. It's not cooperating, but that's all right. The show must go on. I'm be like, live has been canceled today because I have a wispy here. But so she's like, oh, that's a good one. So, and she was, because before she was saying that she was, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no such thing as facts in this world. Okay. I mean, look at people from ancient times. They lived forever. Like, they lived forever. Why? because they didn't believe in that shit, right? Nowadays, society's like, damn, you're getting old. And people will even tell you that shit. Like, you turn a certain age, like, what do they call it when you turn 50? Isn't it 50? It's like over the hill. Like, they even have names for that shit, right? And so because of that, your body responds accordingly. Your body only takes, your body, your entire body only answers to one entity, and that's your mind. Whatever you tell it, it's going to take as fact for you, okay? So she says, so she was, before this, she was saying she's going through menopause, right? And so for you ladies, you know what happens when you go through menopause, right? Again, it's an assumption, okay? And so they say, it's one of those, I don't remember, is it 60 over there? I don't fucking know. But you know, your body changes based on assumptions when you go through menopause, because that's what they fucking tell you, right? The doctors will tell you that. Like, you'll have a hot flash and you'll go to the doctor and they'll be like, oh, you're going through menopause based on your age. Okay, right? And so then your body now responds accordingly. Okay, like based upon your assumptions of menopause, and the doctors don't help your ass with the assumptions of menopause because they tell you exactly what the symptoms are and exactly what's going to happen, right? And then you accept that as an answer. So she texts me, I want to say one day later, it's probably one day later, she texts me and she goes, you're not going to believe this. She goes, a small win. She goes, a small win is, she started affirming anti-aging, right? That she's never looked a day over whatever. And guess what she got? Literally the next day, she got her period. What's the one thing that they tell you you don't get anymore when you go through menopause? She hadn't gotten her period because she was going through menopause, right? And that's the assumption of menopause. And so 24 hours later, her period came. Because she's anti-aging herself. Your body responds accordingly, okay? So, same with weight loss. You know, I lost 100 pounds in 11 months. No diet, no exercise. Because I just started convincing myself that fucking everything was good for me. It didn't matter what I ate. I'll lose weight. Doesn't matter what I ate. Right? Therefore, my body responded accordingly. My brother would tell me that. He goes, there's no way you're going to convince me that the shit you're eating, you're going to lose weight. But then all his friends were like, what happened to your sister? Because she's like half a person. And he's like, he came up, he goes, I can't even lie. He goes, whatever you're doing is working. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's funny because I was talking to my admins in the group yesterday because we're going to Mexico. I'm taking them on a trip this year. We're going to go to Mexico. I love Mexico. And they were like, oh, better to renew my passport. I'm like, yeah, I need to renew my passport. Somebody told me the other day that my passport's expiring. I'm like, oh. So I got to renew that shit. But at the same time, I'm fucking excited to renew my passport because guess what picture's on my passport? The picture when I was fat as fuck. And I had to show it to the bank teller like a month ago. I had to show my passport because I hadn't got my new driver's license yet. So I had to show my passport to the bank teller, and he looks at it and then he looks up at me and he goes, well, you look different. I was like, well, thank you. Thank you so much. You know? So I'll take a compliment wherever I can get them. You know what I'm saying? So I digress, but I thought that shit was funny. Okay? Well, how can you stop thinking about, you mean reacting to the 3D, right? Maybe we'll go to Cabo. That's a good ass idea. Cancun's my favorite though, by far. Cancun is my favorite by far. By the way, these eyebrows are not fucking real. They're omnibrows. I have like no hair on my eyebrows. Don't pluck your eyebrow. Don't tweeze your eyebrows. Okay? I did that shit when I was younger. Anyway, I'm digressing again. Okay, let's talk about this one here. What did she say? Oh, yeah. How can you stop reacting? Thinking about the 3D, I don't think makes sense. So you mean reacting to the 3D after you messed it up? Okay. So first of all, forget what you messed up. Okay? You guys have to tell a different story. If you messed it up, it's going to reflect, right? The 3D, there's no reason you should be reacting to the 3D. Okay, because the 3D is conforming 24/7. Okay, it's constantly conforming 24/7. It's only conforming to your assumptions, to your thoughts, what you think about all the time. So if you want your because I tell you guys, a 3D isn't real, okay? It's only based on your thoughts. So if you want a different reality, change your thoughts about it. Change your thoughts and your reality will shift to match your thoughts. Now, I don't mean that the trees are gonna go away, okay? Okay, that's not what I mean, okay? But the things in your reality are based on your most dominant thoughts. So there's no reason for you to be reacting to your 3D reality today because it can change tomorrow if you would change your thoughts about it. There's a delay, and there's a delay for your benefit. Because could you imagine that every thought you had, if it manifested immediately? We'd have a fucked up world, let me tell you. I mean, it's already pretty messed up, but it'd be even worse. You know? Okay, Nadine, what are you talking about? How can he forget? Do you know, who was I talking with? I was talking with somebody and she was saying that her friend did that. And it was like she ran into this person like a week later and he walked right by her and didn't like acted like he didn't even recognize her. And I had a client like that too, where she had a lot of trauma. Okay, and she revised it and was like, he doesn't even know me. And I don't know anything like that. He doesn't exist in my reality. He doesn't even know me. And a couple weeks later, she actually ran into him, and he threatened to kill her in the whole bit. she actually ran into him on the street, and he walked right by her. So, he will forget that you acted crazy the second you assume he forgot about that shit. He's over that shit. Okay? So if you're selecting perfect boyfriend, he's not going to care that you acted crazy. He's not going to remember that shit. Like, you guys have to stop taking people and don't assume that he's not going to forget it, because that's an assumption too. And guess what? He ain't going to forget that shit. Okay? Like, we don't want that. Thanks, Awaken. We don't want that shit, do we? No. So this is the thing that you guys have to realize is just like you have assumptions, so does your SP. Everyone has their own assumptions, okay? So you should not listen to a goddamn thing they say out of their mouth because it's based on their assumptions too, okay? And I think you guys forget this, that everyone has their own fucking realities, okay? And they all have their own assumptions. So, because I hear this a lot in coaching calls where you'll be like, well, excuse me, why have a child's juice? It literally says kids and coffee and water. I'm very conflicted in my beverages. But anyway, everyone has their own assumptions, okay, in their own realities. So, because I hear this a lot, you guys will sit there and say, well, I know I know where we messed up is like, I know he has trust issues because like he's been cheated on in the past. Okay. What's that got to do with you? Change his assumptions. You can change his assumptions. You can change his story. Okay? Because you have to understand the only reason why he has a history of being cheated on is because he was cheated on one time. And so he assumed women were cheaters. So guess what happened the next relationship he had? And then guess what happens the next relationship he had? Right? He's repeatedly getting cheated on because his assumption is he gets cheated on. Okay, people are faithful to him, whatever that assumption is. So he's creating, right? Every one of us is creating. It's not like it only goes one fucking direction. Like I'm creating, but no, he's not. Neither is that person. No, everyone is creating their reality, okay? So when you go off of that notion, you shouldn't be listening to them when they talk about the things from their past. Oh, well, that was quick for the puzzle piece. Okay, when they talk about things from their past, what do you listen? Oh. I didn't know when after the puzzle piece it pauses the live, I think. Anyway, so their history with women within life is only based on their assumptions of the people they're with. So therefore, they're talking to you about history, but they are spiritually asleep. So they don't understand that they're the ones creating that history, that that's all them and based on their assumptions. But now you're over here listening to the fucking sappy little sob stories about their history. And now you're creating that assumption that, oh, that's why he left me. The fuck are you talking about? Like, because you listened to him. Okay, you're listening to the things that they're saying and not realizing that, oh, that's just an assumption he has. So that doesn't need to be, that doesn't need to affect our relationship. Like, no, he's over that shit. What are you talking about? He's always had the best relationships. That's what you should be telling yourself. He's always had the best luck with women. He's had the best relationships, like, literally. Instead of taking him at his fucking word. Okay, because I hear this shit a lot. I hear you guys justify their shit all day long. Like you're in their mind. I mean, I guess technically you are in their mind. But you're justifying their behavior under false assumptions. Well, I think he hasn't came back yet because of this. Did he tell you that? No. So what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, you guys love to go in assumption mode that doesn't benefit you. Okay, and remember, if you think about it enough, it manifests. Everything manifests. Okay, if you don't flip that shit, which is why I don't like coaches that tell you don't have to flip your thoughts. Sammy says that now, and I don't agree, because I've manifested plenty of shit because I thought about it one time, or I said it one time. And I didn't flip that shit, and guess what? It happened, right? Same thing with a breakup, right? This is what, like, you didn't flip the thought when you questioned your relationship, did you? No. So then the breakup happened. Okay, so I strongly disagree, and I 1000% stand behind you have to flip your thoughts, because because you're constantly manifesting. It doesn't just go one fucking direction. It goes both directions. You're not just manifesting positive shit, because up until now, you've been manifesting on autopilot. Your entire fucking life is a manifestation. You've been manifesting your entire life. Okay? You just haven't been in control of it. So there, it's like I tell you guys, it's the law of opposites. Okay? Where there's hot, there's cold. Where there's good, there's bad. Where there's up, there's down. So what makes you think that you can only manifest the good shit? That's fucking stupid. No. In fact, it seems to me that, and this is my opinion, it seems to me that the negative shit actually manifests quite quickly. You know why? Because you didn't dwell on that shit. You didn't think about it over and over and over again. Hey, Ren, you just thought about it one time. You just had a random thought about it, and boom, shows up. Because who would do that, right? Who would go down this negative ass rabbit hole? Well, some of you guys do, and just think about it over and over again, right? This is why I say, when any manifestation coach that is talking about manifesting an SP back, if they just say affirm, no. Because again, ask yourself this. What is that? What is that emoji? Y'all should put a fucking name as your TikTok, not a goddamn emoji, because I can't see the emoji. Okay, you said how to stop yourself from spiraling. I was just talking about this shit. If you're listening to me, there's no reason you should be spiraling. Because if you're flipping the negative thought, where's the spiral happening? Okay, this is where discipline comes into play. Is if your thoughts are spiraling, then that's why you robotically affirm. Okay, because you can't go down a negative ass rabbit hole if you're affirming for the opposite. Okay, you can't do that. So it's like, this is where robotic affirming comes into play, but they don't tell your ass that. They make it sound like in the law, and it's basically in the law of assumption community, right? Because law of attraction is just all bullshit, to be quite honest. And they just teach techniques. That's all they do is teach techniques, be in a high vibe and let it go. That's their whole shit. Like that. That's their whole shit. Okay. And then you got a lot of assumption coaches out there that all they teach is affirm. And that's cool. But if all you had to do was affirm, let's think logically. Okay. Let's think logically. If all you had to do was affirm to get what you wanted, wouldn't you already have it? Wouldn't everybody have their manifestation? If all you had to do was affirm. 100%, they'd have 100% success rate. Everyone would have their manifestation if all you had to do was affirm, right? It's like for money. Oh, you just have to decide. that you're fucking rich. You just have to affirm for money. If that was the case, there would be no broke people in the world. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. You can't just affirm. You can't, because again, everyone would be doing it first of all, and everyone would have 100% success rate. But there's more to manifesting than affirming. Affirming is simply to prevent you from spiraling. That's all it's for. It's to control your thoughts, to prevent you from spiraling. That's the only reason why you affirm, which is why it works great, right? It speeds up manifesting because you're distracted, but only because you're distracting your thoughts. That's the only reason why robotic affirming speeds up manifestation, is because you're affirming for what you want. Therefore, you're training your thoughts to only focus on what you want, and you don't give anything another fucking option to get in here. Okay? That's the only reason affirming speeds shit up. But they don't tell you that, do they? No, they don't. Okay, they're just like, if you want to get what you want and have your dream life, just affirm. The fuck? Okay. But I had to learn. This is why, it may sound stupid in hindsight, but this is why it took me 4 whole weeks to manifest my SP back. And then, I know it seems like a short amount of time, but I had to figure this shit out on my own, because I was like, there's something they're not fucking saying. Like, there's something they're not saying. And I'm affirming and I'm seeing movement, but then I checked all of my assumptions, right? Well, what am I assuming out here in the streets? And so then I was like, oh, I'm assuming that I've always had, and the reason why it worked good for me, why I saw movement rather quickly, is honestly because I wasn't, or my description of my SP was not awful. Like I told you, he broke up with me nicely. Because I've always said he's a good guy. Like, he's a great guy. He is. He's a great guy. And I would tell people that. Thanks, Ingrid. You're one of my favorite, bitch. I already told you that this morning. So that's the only reason why when I was affirming, it started conforming, right? He started conforming because I never thought he was a bad guy. We didn't have negative history like that. We never argued. Like, we never argued. We never fought. We never had disagreement, like literally never. And if we did have any kind of mild disagreement, 20 minutes later, we're fine. We certainly weren't arguing, because I've never been an arguer, personally. I'm more of a, okay. That's literally my go-to. That's what I say. Okay. Yeah, okay. I get it. Because I had to learn, right? Because if you probe and ask questions, you're inviting an answer you don't want. Okay? You're inviting an answer that you don't want if you're asking questions. Like, so are we together or are we not? No, we're not. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed that almost always, when you ask your SP a question, he gives you the answer you didn't want to hear? He never's like, and sometimes he'll try to make it work, right? But oftentimes when you ask them a question, they always choose the answer you didn't fucking want to hear. And that's what I had to tell a client yesterday, because I was talking to her and she was like, he was talking to me and I didn't react. And I didn't react. I said, okay, that's good. That's good. So tell me what happened. Because I love when you guys say you don't react. I love it when a lot of you guys say you don't react. When your ass knows that that's not the case. Thanks, awakened girlfriend. Okay, when you know damn well that's not the case. And she's like, I didn't react, but I just asked him, like, where are you going with this? Like, what are you trying to say? He didn't say anything bad. He was trying to communicate with her, which is part of her description of perfect boyfriend. And so I told her, I said, okay, I'm going to need you to stop doing that, because bitch, eventually, when you say, what are you trying to say? He's going to tell you what you don't want to hear. Because what do you mean? Why would you ask him, what are you trying to say, unless you're unsure where this conversation's going? And I don't think you're unsure where this conversation's going because it's going so fucking well. You know what I'm saying? So there's that part. And she's like, oh, you're right. Okay, yeah, you're right. I said, because eventually he's going to tell you what you don't want to hear because you're asking that fucking question. Like, for what? For what? Right? Plus, this is why people get one-on-one coaching with me, because there's things that you don't see. You're creating obstacles between you and your SP that you don't even realize you're creating. Okay? And the justification behind it, you know what I'm saying? So because of that, you don't realize what you're doing. And so, like, with somebody I talked to yesterday, I was like, okay, girl, you need to stop telling that fucking story. You need to stop telling this story because that you're viewing as an obstacle. Oh, okay, well, I don't know what you're still fucking doing here, you moron. Sorry, pause what I'm saying. I don't know what you're still doing here, you fucking moron. Star, kindly see your whole ass out of my life. You understand how stupid you sound? I hope you understand how stupid you sound. Because you're the one wasting your time. So, bye. Bye-bye. Fucking people are stupid. People are fucking stupid. Who sits on a live to comment on something and say it's boring? I can already tell you how his life is going. It ain't going very well. He should have stuck around. He might have learned a couple things. But anyway, and clearly he doesn't have his SP because that's literally the title of my live. Like, I don't get it. So, fucking stupid. People are stupid. Right? It's like, just scroll to the next one, bruh. Like, fucking stupid. Hey, Kenny Fines. Love you. Like, anyway, but I'll check your ass every day. Don't think you're going to come in my comments on my live and leave some stupid little comment and not expect me to pause what the fuck I'm saying and respond. That's just my personality. So, sorry, but not sorry. So... Anyway, man, Kimmy Fights, I love you, bitch. Love you, bitch. Okay, so that's what you guys have to realize. A lot of times you guys will be saying things and not realizing that you're creating an obstacle. And so what's going to happen is you're creating this obstacle between you and your SP that's building somewhat of a it's creating an excuse, basically. So now what's going to happen is because you're viewing this as an obstacle, without noticing that you're viewing this as an obstacle, what's going to happen is this person is now going to start you're going to start noticing that every time he can't hang out or something comes up, guess what he's going to do? He's going to use that as an excuse, right? And that could very much be true for him because you're creating that, okay? But now all of a sudden it becomes, oh, well, he says it all the time. Like he's literally like, he couldn't come over today because of this. And now he can't, and now he couldn't talk to me yesterday because of this. Same thing. Yeah, that's because you're creating that. You're creating that as a fucking obstacle. Therefore, he has no choice but to continue to use that as the reason he can't see you, as the reason he can't hang out, because you're creating that, okay? So we can't create that. We can't create these obstacles because they don't benefit you. They don't benefit you. But if it's a story that you tell yourself one time, and this is where you have to remember because it's patterns, right? These are patterns, is when you say something one fucking time, when you think something one time, this is why I say you have to flip your thoughts. You have to pay attention to your fucking inner conversations. Because let's say he says, hey, let's say he has to cancel a date. Like he has to cancel plans with you, or he can't, or he said he was going to come over later and he can't come over later, right? That's okay, Cammy Fines. Tell his ass what to fucking do. Tell him what to do. And only see him as perfect boyfriend. If you see him as perfect boyfriend only, and you persist in only perfect boyfriend and fucking tell yourself that, like, no, he's the perfect boy for me. He will text you. He'll call you. Because that's what perfect boyfriends do. Literally on the spot. On the spot. He'll conform instantly the second you assume he's your perfect boyfriend. Okay? So, bitch, start assuming he's your perfect boyfriend. Right now. Tell yourself that. Right now. He's the perfect boyfriend. He always calls and texts me. He texts me every single fucking day. Every day he texts me. And just know, you have to expect a text. You have to expect him to contact you daily, and he will. He doesn't have a choice, right? But you have to expect that behavior from him. If you don't expect that behavior, that means you're not selecting perfect boyfriend. Because if you were, he'd conform very fast. Like, very fast. And he would do all the things that loving boyfriends do. So, back to what I was saying. Let's say you say something, right? Let's say he has to. Hey, I said I was going to come over today, but actually I can't because my sister needs a ride. So now you're like, oh, your fucking sister needs a ride, huh? Okay. So you can't come see me because you got to take your sister somewhere? So now you're like viewing the sister as a problem in your relationship. So then guess what happens next time? Hey, like my sister needs me to come over. Notice the pattern? Now, the next time he has to cancel plans or can't do something, it's because the sister. It's always the sister now. Because you're reaffirming to yourself that that's true. Because he said it one goddamn fucking time. Can't do this because of this. And you're like, so this is a problem. Okay, so now the next time he says it again, and it's reaffirming to yourself that that's true. Okay, because then you're like, oh, see, he just said it again. Of course he fucking did. Because you didn't flip the thought. Okay, and then what happens? He does it again. Same excuse. It's the same reasoning every fucking time. Because that is now a person that you have viewed as an obstacle standing in between you and SP. And it's all kinds. You guys don't realize there's no limits to this shit, okay? You'll literally be like, they have children, right? Now all of a sudden children, he has to take them everywhere. Like he spends a lot of time. Okay, now that you're creating the children as an obstacle, standing in between you and your SP. Sisters, friends, ex-wife. Do you see the trend? Ex-girlfriends. You see the trend? And now he's now continuously using them as an excuse. And it's not his fault. That's because that's something that you've assumed is true. And so, they monopolize his time. Okay, well then that has to be true. That's what you don't get. Okay, same with a lot of you guys have that assumption about your SP when it comes to their job. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh, he spends a lot, he's always working. He spends a lot of time at work. Like he's constantly busy with work. So, now the subject of work continues to come up. Well, I'm really tired tonight. I can't see you tonight because I'm really tired because work has been just so busy. Oh yeah, I've got a work thing I've got to attend to. So like, I don't have time today. Or sorry I didn't call you. I didn't talk to you all day because I was busy at work. Do you notice the trend? Because he said it one fucking time. He said it one fucking time. And you were like, oh, so it's just work is like, you're basically by saying, oh, okay, so he can't come and see me because of work. Like you're creating that as a problem. And now it's over and over and over a problem. So stop doing that shit. Stop doing that shit, because if you notice in your relationship, they never cancel plans, change shit, or do I follow you, Glitter Sparkles? Oh, I do now. Pause, please. You are now, bitch. You are now. So, there we go. So you'll notice the trend. If you look back at your relationship, right? What's the fucking trend there? Every time they canceled, every time they couldn't do something, it's the same fucking reason. Because you're creating that shit. So, no, poor times, it's not. Poor times, why the fuck do you act like you're new here? Why do you act like you're new here? You have a very identifiable name. Okay? You're not new, bitch. Okay? So no, you cannot manifest by wanting something. Like, want means you don't have. Okay? So as long as you keep wanting something, guess what? You're going to keep wanting the same shit. That doesn't mean you have it. That's because they don't know what they're fucking talking about. You have to move the want to expectation. Okay? You literally have to move the want to expect. Okay? Or no. Okay? When you take everything, because it starts with a want, right? Like, I want my SP back, right? Okay, so then you start manifesting from a place of want, but you have to move to expectation. You have to expect certain behavior from this person. You have to expect that, you have to know who they are as a person for you. Because if you don't, you can want all day fucking long for them to text you. How's that been working out? A lot of you guys want them to text you. Well, how's that been working out? It hasn't. You're still wanting them to text you, right? You've been moving, you've been waiting a long time for them to text you because you just want them to text you. You want them to call you. You want them to change their mind. You want them to come back. But that's not how this works. Is when you go exactly what Shar said. When you go from wanting to expecting, then that's when they contact you. Okay? You can't, this is why I say, be careful who you're out there consuming content from. Because any manifestation coach that tells you that you can manifest from wanting doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. That they don't know what they're talking about. Because that shit's fucking stupid. Just like if any manifestation coach tells you there's a future, they also don't know what they're fucking talking about either. Because there's no future. There's the point of now. Always. Yes, you could buy a plane ticket. Thanks, Danielle. You could buy a plane ticket for June. But guess what happens when that date comes? It's the point of now. Exactly. It's implying that you don't have it. And to manifest something, you have to step into the assumption of having it. Okay? If you don't step into the assumption of having it, well, a lot of people want to be a millionaire and never become one because they didn't identify as being one. Okay? They didn't change their thoughts to having $1 million. So therefore, it never shows up. Okay? So let's not come from wanting, and let's come from expectation. I don't know why. I do not know why. I literally was so frustrated yesterday on my live that I thought it was so fucking stupid. Let's call it what it is. I thought it was so fucking stupid that I had to spend 10 minutes explaining how to expect something. That shit's stupid. I was like, what are you talking about? Why? I was getting so frustrated. I was like, why do you guys keep asking how the fuck to expect something? You're expecting one thing or another. You're constantly, your entire life is, you're expecting something. You're either expecting for them to text you or expecting them to keep you blocked and to not talk to you. Or to ghost you. You're expecting one thing or another. Okay? You're literally expecting all the time. You're either expecting them to not want to be with you or be with you. You're either expecting them to be an asshole or to be your perfect boyfriend. You're constantly expecting something. And so I don't understand why it's difficult for you to expect the best from them. Why would you prefer to expect the worst? And I know why you're expecting the worst. You're expecting the worst because you're focusing on current situation. Or you're going down memory fucking lane and repeating your breakup. For what? For what? I tell you guys, I never say drop the whole old story. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with you remembering all the good things. Because you just say it. That's why. Okay? You're like, because what you think about and what you speak about, you bring about. Okay? So when you say something, usually it's the bad shit. And you'll say something, but you won't flip the thought, and then it manifests. And you weren't, like, I wasn't expecting my boyfriend to hurt himself, but he did. Okay? But the good shit, to manifest the good shit, yeah, you have to expect. You must expect. It's actually an interesting, if you take a look at it, that's actually very interesting. Maybe I'll make a video about that. That's actually very interesting. In order for you to consciously manifest the good shit, or in order for you to manifest the positive shit, you have to expect it. You have to just know. But not when it comes to the negative shit. That's interesting. Because who the fuck expects the breakup, right? Who expects to get the heart broken by the one that they love, right? Like, you don't expect that. You also don't want it either. So let's go there, okay? Did you ever notice that? You don't want negative shit to happen to you, but it manifests. You never expect it to happen to you, and it manifests. But it only goes one direction when it comes to that. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I had an epiphany moment, and you guys were all a part of it. You were all a part of the epiphany moment. That's very interesting. The mind is so funny. The mind is so funny. Because if you think about it, that is true. That's very true. And so that's interesting. Look at that. Now I'm at a loss for words. That never happens. But I love when you guys say mum. And if you're on here, bitch, leave me a voice note. Let me know what you're referring to. So I can kick your ass. Okay. So anyway, so that's what you guys have to realize is you're expecting one thing or another. So why would you expect the worst? And I guess I guess that's true. You are expecting the worst, but you're not like expecting it. You know what I'm saying? This is just how your 3D is right now, is a reflection. And so you're looking at the current situation and you're going down memory fucking lane for old story after old story. But you know what's interesting? When you guys go down memory goddamn lane, because that's the only reason why you're spiraling. When you go down memory lane, why is it that you only look at the bad memories? Have you noticed that? Like I tell you guys, it's cool to go down memory lane, but you should just be cherry picking the fucking perfect ripe apples, not the rotten ones. And just thinking about all the perfect time, how perfect things were, and how all the great things that you did together. Why wouldn't you do that? Go down memory lane and listen to and hear all the amazing things he fucking said to you. And how he, all these sweet nothings he whispered in your fucking ear, but no. Instead, I'd rather replay over and over in my head all the bullshit that he said to me, all the bad shit that he said to me, instead of all the sweet nothings that he said. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. And like I said, I would understand this more if you fucking broke up yesterday. But a lot of you guys, that shit is old. Like, you're like, yeah, we've been in no contact for a year. What the fuck are you reacting about? Why are you going down memory? And a lot of you guys need to realize what you're holding on to. Because you guys killed me with this shit. You guys killed me with this. When I ask you to give me backstory, right? To give me some backstory so I can figure out what the problem is. You guys killed me with the fact that you guys are like a date machine. Like, man, you guys know the day you got together. You know the day he broke up with you. Then you know the day you rekindled and got back together. Then you know the day that he officially ended shit with you. Who the fuck knows that shit? The only reason you should know that is if the date was of significant value, like of significance to you. Like me, the only reason I know when we broke up is because it was the day after my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only reason I know that date. I don't even know the date we started dating. The one date I'll tell you I will remember is when we get married. Okay. But you guys know all the dates. And I was like, who the fuck holds on to a date of a breakup? Why would you do that? like you got a calendar out and you were just like, you drew a picture of a heart with a chisel down the middle on, December 13th, 2023. That shit is wild to me, how you guys know those dates. And a lot of you do. Like, I know right now, a lot of you guys are like, I know the fucking date. I know the fucking date that how we broke up. Okay. Yeah, see, like, you would know, like, yeah, if it was on April 1st. I was watching, there's this one, oh, okay. I'll let that one slide. There was one date that I listen to this one podcast sometimes because he fucking cracks me up. His name's Stavros, by the way. Yes, he's from Greece. Anyway, he's fucking hilarious. But I listened to his podcast and they were talking about that shit. They said, could you imagine if you broke up on April Fools and you got a family, right? And your kids are like, you guys are really playing this part really well, like, haha, joke, as you're moving your shit out and stuff like that. And the kids are like, thinking it's a joke, but it's not. Anyway, I just thought about that right now. I think that shit's fucking funny. I have one client, on a side note, that literally Valentine's Day is like huge in her relationship. They got together on Valentine's Day. They got engaged on Valentine's Day. They got married on Valentine's Day. I was like, damn, that's a very significant date for your entire relationship. He's shattered. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we're going to get ready to do the photo method so this girl can, go to the bathroom and stretch my leg. My butt hurts sitting down. That's why I'm manifesting a bigger ass, because everything I eat goes to my ass. Everything I eat goes straight to my ass. Oh, I just saw. I briefly looked up at my WhatsApp. I'm telling you guys, we're good at this. Okay, we're good at this. We're good at throwing shit out there. I mean, I'm telling you, if you saw the one she posted in the group, I talked to her on, I don't fucking know the date, but anyway, 24 hours later, she goes, I'm pretty sure he drives by my house twice a day. She's like, I'm pretty sure. She goes, I can hear. She had no confirmation. She's like, I can hear, like, his truck makes a distinctive noise. And so I told her, I was like, okay. I was like, well, that's him, of course. Why wouldn't he? I said, and I'm assuming that there's other routes he can take other than driving by. Bye, James. I'm assuming there's other routes he can take on his way to and from work than driving by your fucking house. Unless you live on the highway, And she's like, oh yeah, there is like 4 or 5 different routes he could take to go to work. I said, yeah, so why wouldn't he drive by your house? He's constantly trying to get your attention. He's constantly thinking about you. And she's like, yeah, and so we just threw it out there. And we're like, well, next time he comes by your house, he's going to stop. So that's going to happen today. I have no doubt, unless it already happened. But I swear, next time he drove by her house, he rolled the window down and yelled out the window, I love you, to her daughter. No, he didn't. Unless last time I checked, he knows you're not fucking deaf, right? And so he yelled out the window for a reason, to get her attention, right? And so we thought it was hilarious because literally the very next day, yeah, exactly, he was talking to her. The very next day after we said that there was going to be movement when he drove by her house, there was movement when he drove by her fucking house. I thought that shit was hilarious because he didn't do that before. And she used to say, she would always say, I'm pretty sure he drives by my house. No confirmation. Well, now she just got confirmation that he absolutely drives by her house. We're powerful bitches around here. And men. It's all it takes. It's all it takes is to change the story, to apply the meaning to everything that you want it to mean, right? They don't have a choice to conform quickly, like really quickly. They will conform because it's like, honestly, yeah. Oh yeah. And today is viewing the pics on Snap. Give them a show, bitch. That's what I always say. Give them a show. Okay. They have to conform quickly to your assumptions of them. So that's what we did. We assigned the assumption. Of course he's driving by your fucking house. Why wouldn't he? He's constantly trying to get your attention. And I literally said, I was like, he's constantly trying to get your attention. She's like, damn right he is. And what did he do less than 24 hours later? Literally get her attention. And now he's constantly trying to get her attention through the Snap. You see how this works? Do you see how this works? Okay? It's not difficult, but to change the story and to tell the meaning that you want it to mean, not what you think it means. It's so easy for you to apply negative ass meaning versus positive meaning to shit. And I want to talk to you about this one, because we'll go back to this fucking one here. Sexy summer, yes, you can. You can. It's called the telephone technique, okay? If you can hear somebody's voice, you can hear, this is for all of you, if you can hear your SP's voice, if you know the sound of his voice, you can hear him telling you what you want to hear. You can literally hear him telling you what you want to hear. You know, hell, you could sit there and literally just play a 5-second telephone scene in your mind and hear him tell you, I love you and I want to get back together. I love you and I want to be with you right now. You can literally hear them say that and repeat it like a broken fucking record. If you're going to repeat shit anyway, you may as well repeat the shit that you want, right? Instead of hearing his voice tell you all the fucking hurtful, mean, hateful things he said to you, why don't you change that and hear his voice telling you all the sweet nothings? How perfect you are together and how he's in love with you and he'll do anything to get back together with you. Let's not lie. Most of you can hear his goddamn voice. So imagine him telling you those things. Hear him tell you what you want to hear. And then be prepared for him to tell you that shit in real life. Because they will repeat what the fuck you've said. Okay? Because you're hearing their voice. You can hear anyone's voice, okay? You can hear, let's say there's someone you talk to all the time, like your bestie, right? And you can hear their voice. If you can hear their voice, then simply all you would have to do is hear like, okay, we have a mom and daughter. I fucking think that's amazing, having mom and daughters manifest together, right? So like they can literally hear each other's voice, right? And you can hear each other say like, I am so, like, we are so fucking in love. We have the perfect relationship. And you could hear your friend respond to you like, you do have the perfect relationship. And just play it over and over and over again in your mind. That's very powerful. If you're an auditory person. Yeah. So another person, what the fuck is this? Okay, look, moles. Let's talk to you. How do you deal with it? I want you to read that fucking sentence again, moles, and you tell me how childish and stupid that fucking sentence sounds. Go ahead, read it again. How do I deal with being left on, let me read it for you. How do I deal with being left on red for a couple of hours? Do you understand how fucking stupid and childish that sounds? If you didn't give a shit about what the fuck you had to say, first of all, you would have been left on delivered. What's your pleasure? Okay? Like, that's where you guys crack me up. I don't open messages, personally, not with any of you guys, okay? If I don't open your message up yet, it's because I'm not ready to respond, because I'm busy, okay? But I have this guy that has literally been messaging me for years, like a couple years now, okay? He used to be my neighbor. Okay, I'll just spill the tea. He used to be my neighbor in the apartment complex I live in. and he that I lived in. I'm a very chatty person at the pool, and I like to have a cup of cocktails at the pool too. So I got a little risque with this guy one time, for like 2 minutes, and then I was like, oh, this was a mistake. And this was way before I even knew my boyfriend. Well, not way before, but anyway, before I knew him. And what's ironic is he lived downstairs from my boyfriend. My boyfriend lived here, he lived here. Okay, so, but he's been blowing my shit. Like, he has been, like, he sends me texts at least 3-4 times a week. And he's been left undelivered for like months. In fact, sometimes me and my friend will have a little joke, and I'll move him to red, because I'll be like, look, bitch, he's been talking to himself forever. And we'll literally be strolling through, and she'll be like, he left you all this message. I said, yeah, he's been talking to himself forever in my fucking text messages, right? But he's left undelivered. Why? Because I don't give a fuck what he has to say. I don't care. So if I don't care what he has to say, then why do I need to read his messages? That's how you all need to look at it. Okay? What's your pleasure? At least you assign meaning to everything. So why in the fuck are you free? Why can't you ignore that you've been left on red for a couple of hours? Are you serious right now? You have nothing else to do? You have nothing else to do but refresh your phone like it's fucking broken? Like, oh, I wonder if he checked my message. I wonder if he replied. Did he reply? Did he reply? Doing that, not being able to ignore the immature bullshit, is exactly the problem that you have in your relationship right now. Okay? Because if you're gonna trip over this petty little shit, I'm willing to bank on the fact that you are tripping over all kinds of stupid shit. But remember, you're the creator. So, rather than ignoring it, what are you gonna do? Force the 3D? Send him back a message being like, why are you ignoring me, bitch? Is that what you're going to do? Or are you looking at that message right now? Here's what you're looking at that message right now, and you're looking at the non-reply, and you're being like, oh, he's ignoring me. Do you want him to reply or not? Ask yourself that, because the more negative meaning you give to being left on red for a couple of hours, like the guy, like whoever you're messaging has no fucking life, that they're just sitting around waiting. Yeah. Like, you could have messaged this person and they were excited to read your message. So they opened that shit up right away and then had every intention of responding, but they wanted to see what you had to say. But for all you fucking know, he's busy. But he took the time to read your message because you're important to him. Do you see where I'm going with the meaning here? You're important enough to him for him to read your message right away, but he's busy and doesn't have time to respond. So fucking what? Grow up. You need to grow up. And all of you guys need to grow up. If all of you guys are reacting to being left on red, especially for a couple fucking hours, y'all need to grow up. Because this is part of your problem. This is a problem in your relationship. Because there's no fucking way you're going to convince me that that's the only thing you trip about. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, I'm petty, don't get me fucking wrong. I love the petty game, but I'm willing to bank on the fact that you trip about all kinds of shit. And that's part of your problem. So you either want to bring him closer to you or you want to push him further away. What's your fucking pleasure? So assign the meaning to everything he does, what you want, or doesn't do, what you want it to mean. Not what you think it means. Because right now you're over here like, he's ignoring me. Oh my God, he's just ignoring me. Did he say that? Did he say that? No. But that's an assumption. That's something that you're choosing to assume. So, and I tell you guys, let's take a step back here. What manifests? Go ahead. I'll wait. What is it that manifests? Oh, that's right. Our assumptions. So why would you want to assume he's ignoring you? Why would you want to assume that shit? Because you understand he has to continue to ignore you, right? That's how this fucking works. So, and clearly you're not persisting in perfect boyfriend. Yeah, you do. You need to assign it a positive meaning. Like, of course, he cannot wait to open up my messages. He's just busy right now. But he's going to get back to me any minute. That's literally what you should be telling yourself. He's going to get back to me any minute. He's just busy right now. Okay? Because we have to start working on this now. Okay? I never say anything mean. Well, sometimes I mean. But I don't say anything like, there you go, bitch. God forbid he had a meeting. God forbid his boss is sitting right next to him at the current moment. You guys see what I'm saying about this shit? We need to start working on this now. Because I'm going to ask you again, what the fuck is your game plan? You want to bring them close or push them further away? Because if you're going to continuously assume negative shit, that's what you're pushing out into the 3D. So a lot of you guys will be like, how do I not react to the 3D? Well, I don't know. Why don't you change the fucking 3D? How about that? Because every time you guys assign negative meaning after negative meaning after negative meaning, then you're like, oh, how do I react? How can I not react? You're causing the shit. You are repeatedly causing the same shit over and over again. No, you're definitely not. You are definitely not out of the ordinary. Trust me on that. Hey, Adrienne. Yeah, he always replies. Exactly. So what the fuck you tripping on, bitch? But trust me, you are not the only one. Okay? Hey, good souls, because there's plenty of them in this live right now that be tripping on, and I literally say this every time, like, you guys being left on red kill me, because who gives a shit? Like, again, conversations have to end eventually. Yeah, this is why it takes because it's natural for us to, you've been operating your life on autopilot for so long, okay? You've been operating on autopilot for so long that it's so easy for us to assume the worst, for us to assume the negative, right? It's just natural. It's so natural for you guys to just assume the negative versus assuming the opposite. Because now you don't have, before you knew about this, fine. You were just living life like everybody else. But now, no, Sunrise, we blocked you from that shit. I'm just kidding. Yeah, link is in the bio. Go ahead and join. Okay, but you're like constantly assigning. But now that you know about the law, you have to do things differently. You have to do things differently. You have to discipline yourself. You cannot be assigning negative meaning, negative meaning, negative meaning, negative meaning, because that shit's on you now. Before you didn't know better. So fine. But now that you know better, like, what the fuck are you doing? Same with the other person that had a problem with how do you not react because you were left undelivered. Same way that Moles is now going to react. Oh, he's just busy right now, but he can't wait to read my message and get back to me right now. Like, in fact, he's going to open up my message right now and respond. Do you understand? Okay, I literally had somebody on my call say, I would love to hear what happened to the gutter. We don't call them 3Ps. What's wrong with it? They're gutter trash. Yeah, I would love to hear what happened. Love a good story. Gutter trash. None of you should be dealing with that shit because it's really easy to send them back to the dumps that they crawled out of. Okay? It's real easy. So, exactly. He's going to reply right now. Like, he cannot wait to reply back to me. Like, he's going to reply right now. Right? And you got to give him a break. Okay? Because here's the thing. Moles and everybody else who fucking trips, because she's fucking not alone. This is for all of you. is you guys need to get good at assigning positive meaning to everything, because this is, when you do this shit, when you say, how do I ignore being left on red for a couple hours or days? How do I ignore or change my thoughts about being left on delivered? That tells me all I need to know. That you are not doing what I said. You are not expecting perfect fucking boyfriend. You're not expecting perfect boyfriend. You're continuously selecting asshole version. And then you're bitching because your SP isn't conforming. Well, I don't actually making loads of accounts. Okay, we need to talk, bitch, okay? So slide into my text, okay? That's what you're gonna do. Slide into my text. Yeah, I mean, you know what, Bulls, but I'm proud of you for owning that shit. Okay, you have to own it, right? We have to notice where we're going wrong, right? Because everything lies on us. We have to notice what we're creating, right? And it's like, if I want a mature relationship, then I need to grow up, right? If I want an actual relationship, then I need to act like an adult, okay? And not trip about this bullshit, because this is what's ending relationships, right? This is what has relationships start to go on the fucking decline. You know what I'm saying? So, no, you're welcome. So it's like when you literally, who the fuck are you talking to, duder? Because you sound fucking stupid as shit. Never once. Go ahead. Go ahead. If any one of you that are on my live right now have ever sent me a DM, when have I ever asked you for money? The fuck are you talking about? Never. I literally reply with a voice note. Sometimes it's multiple voice notes. I never ask you for fucking money. Never. So you can get the fuck up out of here with your bullshit. Never. That sounds fucking stupid. Why would I be like, go ahead and send me a DM, and then you're going to send me a DM and I'm going to be like, joke's on you, bitch. And if you want to reply, here's my Venmo account. That's fucking stupid. That is so stupid. Exactly. Thank you, guys. You know, out here trying to smear my name in the streets of TikTok or YouTube. Okay? We don't need to do that around here. Hey, Eve. Perfect timing, Eve. Welcome to the party, because you know what we're doing? We're doing the photo method right now. Okay? We're doing the photo method right now. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks guys. I appreciate you setting this record straight. Okay? Because I always say, don't take my word for it. I don't need to fucking do all that. That's fucking gross. That's gross. And if anybody does that shit, that's slimy. Bad business. I don't even, like, I'll literally just be like, if you want one-on-one coaching with me, like, link is in the bio. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even have to hard sell your ass. And I don't sit there and give this whole fucking big-ass pitch. Yeah. My admins, my moderators blocked his stupid ass. Yeah, he said, don't DM her because she asked you for money. The fuck are you talking about? That's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. And like, I don't even hard pitch coaching. For what? I just let you know I have services and it's available in the fucking bio. That's it. I don't need to hard sell you. For what? For what? All I tell you is I'm good at it because I fucking am. Okay. Here's to all of you that are asking, should you reach out to your SP? You should only reach out to your SP if you can answer 2 questions. First of all, we'll start with the obvious. If you're asking if you should reach out to your SP, the answer is probably no. Okay, the answer is probably going to be no, because if I told you right now to contact your SP, how does that make you feel? Do you know if they would reply? And do you know how they would reply? Sure do. I sure do, except for the ones that I can't translate. But if you don't know if they would reply or how they would reply, then the answer is no. If you're still looking at them as the current version of your SP, not as perfect boyfriend, then the answer again is no. Because you're forcing the 3D. Okay, that would be you attempting to force the 3D because you don't know how they would reply. So if you're still not viewing them or expecting perfect boyfriend, you might not get the reply you're looking for. Plus, if you're selecting asshole version, guess what? You might wind up getting blocked, bitch. That ain't what you want. So let's not do that. Okay? Let's not do that. Okay? Okay. So let's do the photo method. All right, everybody get your phones out. Get your phones out. Get your phones out. I think I fucking did. I'm pretty sure I did, Zoe. But if not, you're going to find out now. Okay, so the photo method is everybody get your phones out and pull up a picture of your SP. We're doing this, you guys do this together every day of my life, okay? Because I need to get you to start expecting different behavior from your SPs. Okay, you need to start expecting different behavior from your SP. Well, that's fine, Mona. If you know that so you haven't dated, okay. So if you know that he likes you, then yeah, hit him up. Why not? Why not? This is for people that want to text their ex. Because they're impatient. So I'll explain the photo method and why it's powerful as you pull up pictures of your SP right now, okay? So basically the photo method is this. It is where you look at your SP because I don't... Oh, well, what the fuck? Mona. I love the term flatmates. Yeah, then why not? What the fuck are you talking about? You know this person likes you, and you live together. Yeah, text his ass. Send him something racy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But okay, so I tell you guys that you must start expecting perfect boyfriend, perfect girlfriend, perfect husband, perfect wife. You must start expecting the best in this person, the perfect version for you, okay? And a lot of you guys like to lie to yourself and say, yeah, I'm expecting that shit. Okay, cool, but you can't expect them to text you? That sounds fucking stupid. How can you expect them to be in a relationship with you if you can't expect them to text you, contact you? If you're seeing them as the perfect boyfriend, wouldn't they contact you? Wouldn't you talk often? Wouldn't they come see you? Wouldn't they want to be with you? So we need to start seeing them as perfect boyfriend, perfect girlfriend. Because the minute you do that, the minute you expect that behavior from them, the minute you expect that version of them, they conform instantly. That's how you get a text. Okay? Someone wants to know. I'm a legit admin. Who the fuck is questioning my admins? Don't question my admins. Mystical Willow, my admin. The fuck are you talking about? What you think she has nothing else but, you think she has nothing better to do with her time than to go and pretend to be my admin? That sounds fucking stupid. That sounds real stupid. So yes, Mystical Willow is my admin. So is Unapologetically Me and Glitter Sparkles. They're my admins here. Oh, and Jose Cito is my admin, and I'm forgetting somebody else. So I apologize. But they're my admins, so leave them the fuck alone. And yeah, it's legit. It's too legit to quit, baby. Okay, so I digress. Okay, so the photo method, you need to start expecting them to literally text your ass because it's fucking stupid for you not to, okay? Because you're either expecting them to block you, ghost you, not talk to you, or you're going to start expecting different behavior from them. Okay, so the minute you actually expect them to text you, they'll do it on the spot. Okay, that's what I thought. I always feel like I'm missing somebody else. They will literally do it on the spot. Ingrid, you're the one that questioned my admins. I love you, bitch. Ingrid is the best, by the way. She's amazing. But she's off the market. Anyway. I digress again. Okay, so, okay. Got it. Okay, so the minute, you said I do. Okay, I get where we're going here with this. So the minute you actually expect the text from them, you actually expect them to contact you, you actually expect them to reach out to you, they will do it on the spot. They will literally do it on the spot. Instantly. Okay, this does not take a long time. This isn't something that's like a process on how long should this take. 1 minute, less than 10. Because what's it going to hurt for you to expect a text? It's not going to hurt for you to expect a text. If you're in a relationship with the person, wouldn't they text you? If you are wanting that, if you're viewing them as your perfect boyfriend, wouldn't they fucking text you? I'm pretty sure they would. Oh, here we go with the how do I, and hold some of your questions. Hold some of your questions if it's not based on what I'm fucking talking about right now. Okay? Here goes the question. How do you make yourself expect something? You are, and you're not alone. I talked about this shit for 10 minutes yesterday. You are expecting something regardless. You're either expecting the good or the bad. Okay? You're either expecting them to text you or you're expecting them not to. It's one of the two. And the only reason you're expecting them not to is based on your 3D, where things currently are right now. And you're not expecting perfect boyfriend, because that would be automatic. It would literally be automatic. Okay? That's right. Who wouldn't love when the texts come in from your SP? I do. Okay? It would be automatic. Brahma, I don't know who the fuck you're listening to, but they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about, because that is as stupid as saying that you should not listen to sleep meditations or hypnosis recordings because they don't work. What are they talking about? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Because, especially at night, especially when you're in SATS mode, right? Before you go to sleep, a state akin to sleep, they work because your subconscious mind never sleeps. It's always listening. It knows everything about you. That's where all your assumptions are stored. Hey, OC, it's where all your assumptions are stored. Okay, so because of that, yeah, if you're ever like in a drowsy state, or you're like, find that you're like, what is it, the term, like floating up into space? I don't fucking know, like daydreaming. If you find that you're in that state akin to sleep, you're in SATS several times throughout the day. So why would I sit here and listen to an 8-hour podcast while I'm at work if I could sit here and listen to my affirmations while I'm at work? You know why? That's a good time to listen to them, because you're busy. Okay, so you're consciously working, right? You're focused thinking on work. So guess what's wide open? Your subconscious mind is wide open because you're consciously focused on work. So your subconscious mind is wide open to suggestion. So I would absolutely listen to them. Oh, I know who you're talking about. You listen to some Brahma, don't make me block your ass. Are you listening to some law of attraction bullshit, people? Is that what you're listening to? Some LOA, law of attraction people? That's fucking stupid. Stop it. Because I literally talk about this all the time, because that's exactly where that stupid ass statement comes in. You should just decide. Well, then do that. Let me know how that works. Because it's not so easy to just decide the opposite when your 3D is showing you the opposite. It's not so easy to just decide. Just decide I'm a millionaire. Just decide. When your bank account shows you have $20 in it, but just decide you're a millionaire. It's not that simple, okay? It's not that simple. But if you, I mean, it can, if you're just like that good that you can just like literally decide. Like if you're that master at fucking, like if you're just a perfect ass bitch and you could just decide, then just decide. But most people can't. Okay, most people can't just decide. That's why you affirm, because you affirm and you start to see movement, and it's a lot easier to believe it. It's a lot easier to just decide when you start seeing movement. Okay, which is why you could say he proposed, sure, but you have to expect that behavior from him. Okay, all right, we're digressing. Everybody's got their SPs pictures out. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to start expecting them to text your ass. You're going to start expecting them to contact you. That's what we're going to start doing, because then when they contact you, it's a lot easier for you to expect them to contact you again. And then it's a lot easier for you to expect that behavior to continue. And then a lot easier for you to expect them to see you. Okay, but you have to expect them to text you. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Because the minute you expect them to text you, and you just know they will, like, what is it going to hurt, honestly, for you just to know that they're going to text you? So what you do is you're going to do the photo method, and then what you're going to do is you're going to fucking put your phone down. And you're going to go about your fucking day. You're not going to check your phone. You don't need to. Okay? I literally talked to somebody earlier this week that was like, every time I do the photo method with you and I just put my phone down and do something else, I always get a text. Every time. Of course. Because you don't need to check. Checking is saying you're choosing not nice version of SP. So what you need to check for? There's nothing to check. Because if you know he's going to text you, what the fuck are you checking for? You know, but you don't know? That's fucking stupid, okay? So when you pull out your phone, pull out your SP's picture, and you're going to say this. Now, if you're in I did not ask for your goddamn circumstances either, okay? I don't give a shit about your circumstances. Okay? If you're, okay, we'll talk about you in a minute, okay? So basically, you're going to give your commands to your SP, okay? You're going to tell them what to do. You're going to give your commands, okay? So you're going to pull up a picture of your SP, and you're going to tell them, if you're in no contact, I don't give a shit if you're blocked on everything. I don't care. I didn't ask. If you're in no contact, or you're in contact, but it's not consistent contact, then do this. And moles, if you're still here, I think you should do this too. Look at the picture and tell them, you're contacting me right now. You could say you're contacting me right now, you're texting me, or calling me right now. Okay, but understand that events have to unfold naturally. So if they're not a texter and they're a caller, they're going to call you, even if you told them to text you, okay, and vice versa. Okay, they're going to contact you however they would naturally contact you, okay? So, so take a look at their picture and be like, you're texting me right now. You're texting me right now. You're texting me right now. Say with a little fucking backbone, you're texting me right now. Like, the fuck you think the shit is? This is my reality. You're texting me right now. Okay? That's what you're going to do. Okay? I'm in contact with my SP, but decided to get him to do it on demand now. That's right. That's right, Doodles. They have to do it on demand. The fuck? This is your reality. I don't even know what that fucking means. To give them free will and decide that they can not text you. The fuck? No. You're contacting me right now. Okay? If you're alone, say it out loud, because you can say it with a little bit more of authority, okay? If you're at work, don't sound like a crazy person and say it in your mind. Okay? Or walk outside. Whatever floats your boat. Now, if you're in constant contact with your SP, right? If you talk constantly, then you have two options. You can and you're not together with your SP, okay? You have two, well, I want you to get movement. So you can literally say, you're coming to see me today. 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 Okay? So that's what I would recommend for that. Okay? So we're going to get busy right now. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, you did... Logically, whatever, you just gave a whole shit ton of circumstances, okay? And if you give a shit ton of circumstances, that's an obstacle standing between you and your SP, so knock that shit off, okay? Let's do this. I'm going to the bathroom. Okie dokie, and we're back. This bathroom doesn't wait for anybody. Or I mean, I don't wait for you know what I meant. All right. So, how did you feel? How did you feel? Okay? You should feel good. I want you to start expecting text, okay? Every time we do this, somebody gets a text, okay? You just have to start expecting different behavior from your SP. Now, you can use this method for everything. You can get them to literally do whatever you fucking want them to do. You can get them to do whatever you want them to do when you expect that behavior from them. So what I would do, what I would recommend is that you say your affirmations to that person. Look at the picture and tell them, we're getting back together right now. We're getting back together right now. We're getting back together right now. You're obsessed with me. You're always calling and texting me. You're constantly spending time with me. You'll do anything to be with me. Yeah. And you can literally sit there. I would sit there for a minute, like I think a couple times a day, and I would just look at his picture and I would just tell him, like, we're getting back together right now. We're getting back together right now. You know what I'm saying? It works for anything, okay? So I would say that in a commanding authority, like, I don't know what you think you're fucking doing, but I'm not waiting for you. Like, cause you're gonna be waiting for a long ass time. You're gonna be waiting for a long time for him to get a grip. The only way he's gonna get a grip and the only way he's gonna think about you is if you expect him to, right? And I told you guys, like, you guys should be assigning signs to everything. Like, everything is a sign. I became obsessed with signs. Like, everything was a sign. I'm still gonna get it right. I think it's a falcon. I don't know. But we have a lot of them here. So when I'd be at the pool, I'd be like, every time I see a falcon, like, oh, he's thinking about me. He's thinking about me. And then if there were two of them, like a couple, I'd be like, oh, yep, we're getting back together. That's my sign. That's my sign. Every time I see a fucking rose, it's like, oh, that's my sign. That is literally my sign. Every time I saw a butterfly, I was like, ah. And again, it was the same thing with falcons, right? If there was one butterfly, like, he's thinking about me right now. And if there were two butterflies, oh shit, yeah, that's my sign. That is my sign. Change your shit, Dominique. Last time he sent you a text was 8 days ago? Fuck that. No, you're texting me right now. I don't know what the fuck you think this is. Oh, you're texting me right now. Expect him to text you every single day. I would do that. I would say, you text me. He texts me good morning every single fucking day, and he would text me good morning at 2 p.m. That's how I knew it was my affirmation, because he was up 5 hours ago. So it's like, that's what he would do, right? But it keeps you on track. So why would you react to the 3D if everything's a fucking sign? Everything's a goddamn sign. Oh, he's thinking about me. Right now. You have to remind yourself of certain things. You have to constantly remind yourself that you're in control of their thoughts. They can only think the thoughts that you assume they're thinking. You are 100% in control of every fucking thought they have. So what do you want to assume they're thinking about all day long? You. He thinks about me all day, every day. Like, I'm all he ever thinks about. He cannot stop thinking about me. Shit, he can't even sleep at night because he can't stop thinking about me. Don't you think he's going to reach out to you if he can't fucking stop thinking about you? And I told you guys, get petty with it, right? I don't teach you the law of assumption here. I teach you how to leverage the law to work in your favor. That's what I teach. So everyone else can teach you the law of assumption all they want. There we go. I got your text, bumping it up. They can teach you the law all they want. But I teach you how to leverage it. Use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. So literally you can, because you're in complete control, okay? So you can leverage anybody in their lives. Anybody in their lives. You can get anybody to conform to whatever you want. So let's say that your SP is like super close to his sister or like really close to his family, okay? Why not leverage the family? And just be like, as a part of your story, because you should go in story mode about your SP every day. I'll tell you guys this. A part of your story should be like, you know, in fact, like his entire family, they cannot stop talking about me. Like they literally cannot stop talking about me to my SP. In fact, they are constantly telling him every day that we're perfect together. That we're perfect together. He has children. Yeah, his children, they love me. His children absolutely love me. In fact, they cannot stop talking about me to my SP. They cannot stop talking to me about him. Like they literally talk about me all day long to him. And same thing I just told you with the family. You can do that to anybody. His coworkers, anybody. You can have everybody in his life. Dude, everybody he knows can't stop talking about me. That's right. Yeah, that's right. His girls are begging for, I like that one, Adrian, for you. Yeah. His girls are begging him every single day to bring you with them. I love that for you, actually. See how easy it is? And the coolest thing is those people, the people around him, will conform very fast because you don't have any resistance to them. You don't have any resistance to them. You can really care less, right? Oh yeah, good. Do that, Cece, especially if the family loves you. Yeah. Like, because thanks, Bevy. Because you have no resistance to the family. You have no resistance to people in his life. So if you leverage the people in his life, they conform easily and quickly because you have no resistance to them. So why not leverage that shit? Yeah, why not leverage it? See, I only keep assumptions that benefit me. You guys should only be creating assumptions that benefit your ass, right? And so my boyfriend knows this about me. Is I will literally, and I believe this to be true. I was like, everybody fucking loves me. Who wouldn't? Like, who wouldn't? Like, and I've always had that assumption that whenever I meet my boyfriend's family, they all love me. Why wouldn't they love me? Who wouldn't? Right? And so because of that, he even made a comment when we went out on New Year's Eve together. And we went out on New Year's Eve together. He even made a comment. He's like, so it's weird because my cousin, like, he doesn't like anybody. He never wants to hang out with me and my girlfriend, like, ever. And like, he goes, I've asked him like several times if he wants to go out with me and my girlfriend at the time. And he's always like, nah. Like, he doesn't even think about it. He's like, no, I'm good. But who did he hang out with on New Year's Eve? Me. And even my boyfriend was like, he goes, I actually like it because he's very close to his cousin. His cousin's like his best friend. And he goes, I think I like it that he actually wants to hang out with you. I like that. He doesn't ask to hang out with me, you know what I'm saying? But he doesn't mind if I go. And if he knows that I'm going, he'll be like, yeah, you know, like we were supposed to go camping, right? And with his cousin. Okay. And he goes, I like this. He goes, because you're the first girlfriend that my cousin has ever wanted to hang out with. Yeah. Because I believe that everybody loves me. Everybody's family loves me, right? His parents like me. He's like, everybody in my family likes you. I've never even met him. I've never even met him. And they want to meet me. Of course they do. Because I'm his girlfriend. Duh. And I told you guys that he made it very clear several times that his family has zero desire to meet his girlfriend. Zero desire. He said that before. He goes, my family does not want to meet my girlfriend. They're like, if you plan to marry this girl, then bring her on. Then we want to meet her. But if you don't plan to marry this girl, what do we want to meet your girlfriend for? Right? But his dad, he said, the only thing my dad says is, when are we going to meet her? Yeah. So, you can leverage the family. Why not? Because they'll conform very fast. Yeah. Yeah, leverage the family, Sissy. Because they'll conform. There's no resistance there, okay? So you guys got to get clever with this shit. Got to get clever with it. And your assumptions are always manifesting. So if you're constantly telling yourself that, like, his sister doesn't like me, his mom doesn't like me, well, guess what? They're not going to like you. Doesn't matter how charming you fucking are, okay? You can literally do everything for his mom. But if you believe that if you assume she doesn't like you, it doesn't matter what the fuck you buy her. She's not going to like you. Okay, this is in general, okay? This is literally in general. Like, have you ever noticed, like, you'll have a coworker and you think she's a bitch. Like, she's got an attitude, and it doesn't matter how nice you are to her, she doesn't respond the same. She still has an attitude. You could buy her lunch, you could do all the things for her. She still has a fucking attitude. You know why? Because she's showing up based on your assumptions of her. This is why everybody gets a different version of your SP. You're getting the version of your SP you don't like, but his friends get a totally different version, right? They're totally different when they're with their friends than they are with you. Like, even in your relationships, you know why? It doesn't matter. You don't have to know the coworkers. Because he knows his coworkers. Okay? So you could just be like, everybody at his job, like literally everybody at his job can't stop talking about me. Like to him. They just can't stop talking about me to him. Whatever has to happen for that to be true will happen. Because if you were in a relationship, my guess is they know who you are. Okay? So they will talk about you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Yeah, how lucky he is to be married to you. Yeah, you can say that, sure. If you can live in the end of marriage. That's for a lot of people. That's why I teach manifesting in steps, because it's a faster process. You'll see movement very quickly if you manifest in steps versus living in the end of marriage, right? Because a lot of people will tell you that just live in the end. Live in the end of fucking what? Marriage? Okay, cool. How do I live in the end of marriage when I'm blocked on social media? Right? Like, it's a really hard for people to create that assumption. And then it's hard for you to see movement because you're living in the end of marriage. And are you wavering a lot living in the end of marriage? Probably, especially if you're far off from marriage, right? Then it's really hard for people to stop wavering about that. So instead, live in the end of contact and seeing each other and being together than marriage. Yes, that is true. That is correct. That is correct. Except story about him is number one. Step number one. That's the top priority. And all of you, how you describe your SP and what you expect from your SP is top priority. That's way more important than affirming. Oh. Well, then yes, Brandy. Yes, you can do that. You can definitely do that. And they definitely know, and his coworkers definitely know about you. So I would definitely do that shit. Leverage. But if you want to get rid of these circumstances, stop viewing them as circumstances. Okay, because circumstances create obstacles in your relationship. Okay, and as long as you view that as an obstacle in your relationship, it won't go away. It'll only amplify because it'll keep showing up and it'll keep validating it and creating the assumption in you that this is true because you're viewing it as an obstacle. So it continues to keep it here. And then, yeah, every time it's confirmed, it's strengthening that assumption that that's true for you, and that's not what you want. So we have to stop viewing anything as an obstacle standing in between you and your SP. Okay, nothing is an obstacle. So we got to stop doing that shit first and foremost. And second of all, you need to go into whole story fucking mode about your SP being like your husband being like the best husband in the world to you. What does that look like to you? Describe him that way only. You must only describe your SPs in the way that you want them to be for you, the way that you expect them to be for you, okay? And then don't waver from it, because at first you may very well get bits and pieces of your SP. Nice version, asshole version, hot and cold, right? Hot and cold behavior. But if you will persist in only perfect boyfriend, that hot and cold behavior is going to turn into nothing but hot behavior. But the key is to persist in only that version. Okay, you guys can't get back in a relationship with your fucking SP and then be like, all done. No, you can't do that. You cannot do that, because that's where you guys go wrong. You get in the relationship, because that's the advice I just gave my client. I said, you must persist in only perfect boyfriend. You have to, because she's back with her ex, with her SP. And I said, you must keep persisting in your affirmations and in the version of your SP that you want, right? Like your version of your SP, that shit's forever, okay? You could just add more shit in there, you know what I mean, as time goes on. But that version has to stay forever. Like that's something that you have to see him as always, okay? But affirming, even when you get him back, even when they come back, you have to continue affirming, because obviously you're not going to affirm that he, he's always calling and texting me, because that's fucking stupid, right? But you still have to affirm for your relationship. Okay, so for me, what I would say is we're great. He's the perfect boyfriend. We have the best relationship, right? You have to still affirm because you need to know that this is a normal thing for you now, right? Because a part of you at first will still will still waver in your thoughts, like, is he here to stay? Right? Like, is this really happening right now? Like, is this like, you know, is he going to go back? Is he going to leave again? You know, you will have all of these random thoughts that go against what's currently in your reality. So, because again, you're holding on to old story, right? And history with this person. So you still have to persist until in your mind, this is just how things are now. Then you move to the next step, like marriage, right? Because when it's natural and you accept that, okay, we're in a relationship, like this is legit and it's normal behavior now, then you move to the next step. But you must still persist, okay? It's kind of like just because you do the photo method and they fucking text your ass, it doesn't mean like, job done, move on. Instead, it's like, they're always calling and texting me. They text me every single day. Like, they're always texting me. You know, you have to continue with that affirmation. Just add the next step onto it. Okay? So, because therefore, you want the communication to continue. Because you're still wondering in your thoughts, is he going to stop texting me again? I wonder if there's someone else he's talking to. Like, all of you guys need to stop questioning their shit. Stop questioning their behavior. Stop questioning who they're talking to or if they're talking to someone else, because you're the reason why gutter trash is created. Okay? Gutter trash is only created because at some point in time you had a moment, it could have been a momentary thought that he might be talking to someone else. And then guess what? And a lot of you will ask. That always floors me. That part always floors me. Is you'll be like, is there someone else? And then you're shocked when it's confirmed. Well, of course it's confirmed. That's why I tell you to shoo the gutter trash away, send her back to the dumpster she crawled out of. But once you send her to the dumpster where she crawled out of and you have confirmation of that, close the chapter. Let the dump truck come and pick her up and take her away. Okay? Because you can't keep her around. By acknowledging her existence, you're still keeping her around. So after you know that and you're keeping her in your reality, okay? Why would you want to do that, right? Learn from me, okay? So instead, switch to, like, if you find yourself randomly thinking, like if you have a random thought about that gutter trash, then just be like, then that's when you can say, like, I don't know anyone like that. No one like that exists in my reality, right? Or in his life, first and foremost, you know, because therefore it keeps her away, okay? What is the best way to address family friends who do not stop bringing up the negative while manifesting? Change your family and friends. No one ever talks, because this is your reality, okay? They have to conform to your assumptions of them. So if you assume that they're going to bring up negative shit, they have to. They won't stop talking about it until you're like, no, that no one talks about, no one ever brings it. Like, let's say they're talking about negative shit when it comes to your SP. I'm assuming that's what they're talking about, right? And then you just be like, they don't even talk about my SP anymore. Like, my family and friends, my family and friends don't even talk about my SP to me anymore. They don't even talk to me about my SP anymore, right? And, or you could say, and they only have positive things to say about my SP. Like, they absolutely love my SP. Like, they love them for me, right? That's what I would do when it comes to that, is just change your assumptions of your family. Or tell them go mind their own fucking business. Yeah, or you can do that and be like, can you not talk about him right now? Okay, because we have to understand that family and friends only talk about your SP in a negative way for one reason only. And that's because I don't think on a Tuesday you picked up the phone and you were calling your friends and family being like, hey, I just want to let you guys know that today me and John, we're doing fucking great. All right, talk to you later. You didn't do that. But when do you talk about your relationship to your friends and your family? When you're having problems. When they piss you off. Because we feel like we have to vent to someone. So that's when you bring them up. That's when you bring them up. And so if all they do is hear about what an asshole he is and how he's disrespecting you, how do you want them to feel about him? Like him? Well, I don't think so. They're not gonna like him, right? Because that's all they heard was negative shit. Okay, but you can change that. It doesn't matter. So if you're quitting cigs, okay, so stop identifying the cravings. Okay, and you want to know what? Actually, it's not the craving. I'm going to blow your mind with this. It's not the craving of a cigarette that you're craving. Here's what you're craving. Hand mouth. That's all you're craving. It's not the actual cigarette. I used to have an old mentor that would fucking tell me that smoking, there's sugar and that's the addictive part of smoking. But he's a hypnotist. That's what I thought was hilarious. So it's like, no, it's not actually. It's doing this. That's the craving, okay? So try it out. Try it out for yourself. So go get a pen or a pencil, like one of them little golf pencils, right? And just do this while you're affirming that you don't like smoking. Okay? That you don't, you can literally affirm that you, like, the thought of a cigarette makes you want to vomit. Like, you don't even like cigarettes. The thought of smoking makes you sick. You can affirm that. So if you ever think about a cigarette, you're going to you're going to stop thinking about it real fast. You only have to do the photo method like once or twice a day. For like a minute. I'm not going to tell you how long you need to do it, bitch. Okay? Because the minute he will do what you tell him to do in the photo, the minute he'll do that is the minute you expect that from him. Okay? So, thanks, Marcel. That's when he'll do it. The minute he'll do it is when you expect him to do that. Okay? When you expect him to do that. But you also want to change your assumption of him. Okay? You need to start seeing him as your perfect boyfriend. Like, he's the perfect, I don't care what the fuck he told you yesterday, okay? Or today. You need to start seeing him as the perfect boyfriend for you. Perfect boyfriend, perfect boyfriend, perfect boyfriend. And assign positive meaning to everything he does or doesn't do. I don't care if he hurts your feelings, okay? If he says something you don't want to hear and he hurts your feelings and you're like, he's so silly. He is so silly. Look at him. He loves me so much. He is so in love with me. He is so in love with me. Because the reason why he told you that, Sanchi, is because he questioned his feelings for you and he pushed it out. And you probably asked him and he confirmed. Okay, so instead, just change that shit. That's right. That's right. Like, he's fucking, you sure did. I see, that's what I'm saying. You don't gotta be a psychic. It's just logic. I'm good at this. It's how I know exactly how you guys react, because I was there. I know. You know, that's where what I teach when it comes to manifesting an SP works, and it works fast. And the only reason that is because I fucking have done it. I've been where you're at. So I understand where you're coming from. I also understand how you're choosing to react. And I understand all that shit because that was me. But now I don't understand that shit because now you've met me. Unless you just found me today. I know you did. Yep. And there's only one reason. You asked if you were good. Because you wouldn't have had to ask that if you knew you were, right? But in your thoughts, you didn't think you were good. And he confirmed it. All he's ever doing is confirming. All he's ever doing is confirming. Okay? So if you have to ask the status of your relationship, that means that he's going to confirm what you don't want to hear every fucking time. Every time you have to ask your SP a question, they will confirm what you don't want to hear. Because there's no reason you'd be asking that question if you were delusional in your mind and thought everything is fucking amazing. Lisa, I want you to read that sentence again. Just read the last word of that sentence. You're expecting nothing, bitch. Yeah. I told you, my coaching calls, I'm nice. I am actually nice on the coaching calls. We laugh and I help you. But after, no. Now I'm not nice. Because you're not doing what I said. And so, I mean, I'm always nice, but I will check your ass. So, why don't you go ahead and send me a little. I'm not sure, baby. I'll take a look. Thanks, Taz. So actually I used to have like heavy wings and my boyfriend was like, I don't like those on you. He goes, I don't like long wings. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, send me a fucking text because I'm a bitch at your ass. Okay. What do you mean nothing? You're not expecting the best. And I told your fucking ass that. So stop saying you're doing everything right. Because you were not. Because you're looking for movement. You're checking the 3D for confirmation. You wouldn't need to do that if you were expecting the perfect boyfriend. Okay, if you're expecting perfect boyfriend, there's nothing to check. For what? Why would you need to check? Okay? Oh yeah, it's like all one service, but I'm like the low price leader for every fucking thing. Because that's not why I do this, right? That's not why I do this. I don't do this because I'm excited too, Monica. I'm excited. I literally charge less than $100 for a coaching session where people charge you thousands. My COO told me I should charge you guys a lot more. Being honest. He goes, you should be charging $2,000. And I was like, that's going to be a hard no. I was like, that's going to be hard. Yeah, sure, go ahead. I was like, just send me a DM. I was like, that's going to be a whole hard no. I'm not going to do that to my people. And I told you guys that. I was like, so $2,000. I said, there's plenty of other people doing that out there, but I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. It's $20 one time for text coaching. Like, I don't need to charge an arm and a fucking leg because I want to help you manifest your SPs back. And how am I going to help as many of you get the love of your life back if I'm like, $5,000. I won't talk to you unless I'm $5,000. Like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. I ain't gonna work. So, anyways. That's weird. I can send you an invoice separately and we'll see if that works. Send me a DM. Okay? Oh, let me write that shit down here. Oh, it's the very top one called VIP experience. I don't know why I call it that. I should just call it text coaching. That's fucking stupid. But, also, if you guys have an unregulated nervous system and you want to regulate your nervous system fast, then you can, I am promoting my friend and business client. She has a masterclass coming up where she's good at what she does. You know, she used to be she is a pharmacist, and she wants as many of you to get a regulated nervous system without pharmaceutical drugs. Okay. And the reason that's important is one, who wouldn't want a regulated nervous system? But two, there's a lot of law of assumption coaches, which I think this is ironic. There's a lot of law of assumption coaches that like to give you assumptions that don't benefit you. Which, that's ironic, right? And a lot of them lead you to believe that if you're not manifesting, that you have an unregulated nervous system. Why would you want to assume that shit is true, right? But, unfortunately, if you do assume that you need to have a regulated nervous system to manifest, then you better get that shit regulated. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's free. It's in my bio. Go sign up. Okay? Yes. So, real quick, I offer one-on-one coaching. I offer fucking text coaching. I have a free WhatsApp community. Go join that shit. But I'll kick you out hotter than the fucking wind if you think you're going to go in there and, hotter than the wind. That didn't even make any fucking sense. Okay, anyway, I'll kick you out very quickly, and so will my admins if you get out of line in there. Okay? So don't do it. Very simple. Also, we're here to not be victims in your own fucking reality. So I'm not going to sit here and listen to a whine fest all fucking day long. And here's what you have to understand is everybody wants to manifest their SP. Oh no, Moles, that would be weird. No, text coaching is one-on-one. It's not a group chat. That would be weird. Oh God, you can't manifest because of inflammation. Jesus Christ. They'll just come up with all kinds of shit, but I guarantee you they're probably selling you some kind of inflammation shit. But yes, you literally, they will give you, they have full 100% authority to do whatever they feel is best in that group for everybody, okay? Like, because I trust them. I don't just pick my, I got a lot of clients that are international. That's what WhatsApp is for. So you could just send me, we text through WhatsApp. If you're in the fucking States, no, send me a text. WhatsApp is for internationals. So, I trust my admins. I don't just pick and choose like, oh, you know what? This person's nice today. Let's just have them be an admin in my community. No, that's why they're mods on my lives, because I trust them. So if they feel like you are bringing the vibe of the group down, guess what? They're going to put you in jail. We have a community. We have a group that's we have a group within our community that's victim mentality jail. Go be a victim in your own reality, but you're not going to be a victim to everybody else. Like, because the shit is stupid. Okay, the shit is stupid because it doesn't benefit you to be a victim. You're not a victim of shit. You're not a victim of shit. And everybody is on the same manifestation journey trying to get their shit right, trying to get their self right. And you know what you do? You bring the group down by feeding all this bullshit in there about limitations and this circumstance, this fucking circumstance. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit because you are not a victim. You are not a victim of shit. Okay? So stop victimizing yourself, because the more you believe it isn't you, it's everybody else, and everything is happening to you, guess what's going to happen? You're going to continue to be a victim, and things are going to continue to fucking not go your way. So what's your pleasure? You've been doing that the whole time, is blaming everybody else for your shit. Well, I can't do this because of this, and he did this, and he said this, and he said this. Who gives a shit? Get over it, or go manifest a new SP. That's your choice. You can get the fuck over your old story bullshit, or go get you a new SP. Because I don't know how many different ways till Sunday I have to get that through your fucking head that you literally have to drop the old shit. Why would you want that version of your SP? Why? Who the fuck wants an asshole? Unless you're crazy. Some people do that are crazy. Why would you want that shit? You don't want that version of your SP anymore. You don't want history to repeat itself. But yet you keep bringing history back into your reality, back into your reality, back into your reality, and then bitching that shit ain't changing. I ain't seen no movement. Ain't nothing happen. Well, that's because you keep bitching about the past. So guess what you're doing? Keeping it here, right here, in place. Why would they reach out to you if you keep bitching about them every fucking second you get? If you have a bitch party in your fucking mind and you're just sitting here complain, and then be like, I don't see any movement. That doesn't make any sense, okay? That doesn't make any sense, and you know it. You know the shit makes zero fucking sense. But yet, that's what you keep doing, is being the victim of everything. Nothing is your fault. Everything is everybody else's fault. What part of everyone is you pushed out are you not understanding? It has literally been confirmed over and over and over and over again. All they're doing is confirming everything that you think. That's all they're doing. So why are you blaming them when all they're doing is confirming? Huh? Because that's all it is. That's all it ever is confirmation of what the fuck you're thinking about all the time. That's all it is confirmation. So stop it now. Stop victimizing yourself. Stop going down memory goddamn lane over and over and over and over and over again. That shit is stupid. That shit is the dumbest thing I ever seen in my life. And it makes no fucking sense why you would be doing that to yourself. Because you know who's getting movement? You know who's getting movement. Do you know who's getting back with their SPs? The ones that aren't bitching about their SPs, the ones that are only seeing them as their perfect fucking person. That's the ones manifesting their fucking SPs. But for you guys, it's so easy for you to think of them as the complete opposite of what you want from them. That makes no fucking sense. No sense at all. So get a grip. And get a grip right now. And you need to act like a fucking adult. All of you need to act like adult and stop reacting to stupid shit. Because if you were to take a look at everything you're fucking reacting to, you know just as well as I do that the shit is stupid. And that's what ended your relationship in the first place. So at what point in time are you going to get a grip and realize there's a pattern here and change the fucking pattern? Change the pattern. Because if you knew what you were doing, wouldn't you be with your SP still? I think you would. But clearly you're not. So what the fuck? You might want to do something a little bit different than what you've been doing, because what you've been doing is what broke you up in the first place. So get a grip. Act like a fucking adult. You know who reacts to stupid shit? Fucking children. Children react to stupid shit. And you know what? A lot of children are more mature than your ass, because they're not reacting to stupid nonsense. They could care less if you respond to their text. They could care less. Hell, they don't even read your text. They don't even give a shit. But you know what? Not you. Not you. You got nothing better to do in your life than sit there and refresh the goddamn phone and pick up the text and see if they read that shit yet. Have they read it? Have they read it? Have they responded yet? Have they responded yet? You know, there's a little ping that goes off when they fucking respond. So what are you checking for? Then you're like, let me check the social media. Let me go ahead and add more triggers to myself. Oh yeah, I'll just go down social media fucking rabbit hole and just trigger myself all over again. Hope that makes sense. Seriously. That is the stupidest shit ever. That is the dumbest shit ever. Why would you intentionally want to trigger yourself when you know you can't control yourself? Not right now. So stay off of it or discipline your mind. You need to discipline your goddamn mind, and you're going to do it now. Grow up. Because I'm so tired of the immaturity that's going on. So tired of the immaturity that's going on. And then you complaining. Over the shit is fucking stupid. Stupid. It's fucking dumb. Get a grip and get over it. Get over it. Yes, that's what I got to say to you. Now, I will answer one more question, because you know, right, like, that's like, this is like common fucking sense. Like, this is common sense, where they'll be like, well, how do you stop spiraling? Fucking stop thinking negative thought after negative thought. Flip the thought. Affirm through that shit. That's what you need to do. Affirm right through it. Okay? I have to jump on this coaching call, but let me answer this one question, because I think she's new. We don't want to ghost the newbies. Oh, I don't know if she is. Yeah, Natalie, my love. What's the best way to manifest the best version of your SP? To remember who he was when you were together, when everything was perfect. Go back to that version of your SP. How would you have described him? If your best friend called you on the phone when everything in your relationship was perfect, what would you have said? When she's like, how are you guys doing? What would you have said? Go in whole story mode. Now you dated the guy. Now ask yourself what you tolerated, but didn't really care for. Because we're recreating a new version of our SP. Okay, so it's like, well, what are some things that I felt were lacking a little bit? Or what were some things that you wanted out of the relationship, but he didn't do? Like maybe he wasn't as affectionate as you wanted him to be, right? Maybe he didn't plan dates like you wanted him to plan. Things like that. That's how now we're peppering that shit in too, because, you know, we're going to have our cake and eat it too. So therefore, now you get perfect person. And then throughout the day, if you think about your SP and anything other than perfect fucking boyfriend, then you say, oh, he's my perfect boyfriend. He's the perfect boyfriend. He is literally the perfect boyfriend. That's all you gotta do. That's the hierarchy of change. Okay? Okay, so I want all of you to get a grip. Seriously. Get a grip on your fucking thoughts. You have to start seeing the best in them. Why is it so easy for you to see the worst in the person that you love? That's fucking stupid. That is so stupid. You need to train yourself to start thinking of them in a positive way, in a positive light. Literally. Bevy, what the fuck are you talking about now? Why somebody need to chat with you? What'd you say before I go? You used to do what and haven't done shit for 12 months now? You ain't done shit but waste your time, bitch. But waste your time. Yes, the WhatsApp community is in my bio, okay? It is in my bio. Oh yeah, you know, your girlfriend is missing you, chica. Every fucking time. Every time she's not with, every time she doesn't see you, she misses you. She cannot stop thinking about you. She's literally thinking about you right now. She's obsessed with me. She literally, I'm all she ever thinks about. Especially when we're not at work. She thinks about me even more. Tell yourself that. Tell yourself that. Bitch, send me a WhatsApp. Let's have a little chatty chat. Because I like you, baby. And you got a dope ass accent. All right, guys, I love you, and I will see you. I am going to be going live this weekend because I can't get enough of your asses, and maybe because I have no fucking life other than hanging out with my boyfriend, okay? But he plays games, so while he's gaming this weekend, I'm gonna be hanging out with you bitches on my lives, okay? So that's what I got for you, and I will see you tomorrow. I go live every day at 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you ever miss a live, don't even trip. They're all, I don't even know why I just did that. I usually always do this one. The links in my bio, they're always posted to my YouTube channel every single day. So go ahead and go into the, bitch, send me a message because you got my name too. Wait, am I talking to you right now? I'm supposed to be talking to somebody. I gotta go. But catch the replays on my YouTube channel and let them play in the background. Just mute the speaker. I don't give a shit. They're long as fuck. Help me get my watch hours up. All right, appreciate the support. Love you guys. See you later. Bye.